What up, y'all? Welcome into the stream. We're just about to start the reaction to the Dune Awakening pre-order announcement, but it doesn't start until 10, so we'll kind of hang out until then. Although I will play the beginning of this other YouTube video that kind of shows off the first like few hours of gameplay, and we'll start that, and then when the actual pre-order announcement stream starts, we'll switch over. So we'll start here.
Welcome to exclusive Dune Awakening gameplay, the next biggest survival game coming out this year. The developers over at Funcom were nice enough to fly me all the way to Oslo, Norway to try the game. It was a ton of fun. If you want to wishlist it and possibly join the closed beta, there'll be a link down below.
And we are going to switch over to the premium side, so
here we go.
Everybody
Dune
get ready
Awakening.
for that.
Oh, hey, look, it's me. I can see my house from here.
So this is going to be how the game starts. So I've watched every video
don't do that.
on this game,
Don't shoot
so
me, please.
I'm incredibly ready for this.
It's so rude.
So you start out as a prisoner, like you choose your class or whatever. Hold on, let me turn this down a little bit.
So this is pretty crazy already.
So you start out as a prisoner, you choose your class, you choose like your master or whatever, which can be a Bene Gesserit, a sword master, a mentat, or like a soldier. And then this dude that we just saw shoots down like the prison ship you're on. And this is how it starts.
Oh, wow.
I think this is the right video, right? Oh, this might not be the right video.
Power of Unreal Engine, baby. Oh, yeah.
I could have sworn this was the right video, but maybe I screwed up.
Oh, and we're right into it. Okay. So I'm definitely injured. There's like some.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at
drawings
something
walls,
on
a bunch of other dead people.
another
People from my
screen.
ship, like other prisoners that were sent down, or other
We'll
people
see.
that couldn't survive here. I'm not sure. Oop! I see a thing. What is this thing? A friend kit? You're not gonna be needing that anymore, buddy. Thank you. We got some salvage metal. Ooh, we can make a knife now.
Okay, I guess this is the video.
Well, scrap metal.
I don't
can make
remember
a good
there
knife.
being commentary on it. But yeah, first thing like this is a survival game, so you craft the a knife, then you have to hydrate from the flowers. So like water's a big deal in this game.
Keep drinking. Wait, what? Did it poison me? Oh no, I have like a limited amount of water that I can drink from the plants. Okay. Micro sandwich fiber? Can I make a nice BLT out of that? I hope so.
And like dude needs to heal in order to climb. Climbing takes stamina. You can climb anything, by the way.
Bandages. I'm gonna need like a lot of these probably.
So like this is something I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a fuck ton of bandages at the beginning.
So about half HP. We're probably gonna need to use a couple. Gather all the plant fibers as we go, and ooh, we can climb. That looks like where we're supposed to go. And it's stamina-based climbing. All right. And up and over. Grab some fiber. Thank you. Just make our way to the top. I swear to God, if I run out of stamina and my first death is from fall damage, I think everybody's gonna laugh at me. Ooh. Oh, is that the outside?
Your
Oh,
voice
yeah.
doesn't seem well rested.
Go through the sandwich fiber.
I didn't get a ton of sleep beforehand. But right now we're just waiting for the stream to start, like the actual Funcom stream.
Jesus Christ, that's not good.
I need a ton of sleep in order to feel good.
Oh, who the heck is
It's
this?
like
Oh, wait, that's his
one of
wife.
my weaknesses.
What the hell?
You're not quite dead.
I want a pet bat. So that's the guy that shot me down then, right?
Character we created, looks way cooler than this dude. Character that dude created is lame.
Last thing they saw before they were slaughtered.
Do you not... That big thing in the sky, is that going to destroy us? Hello? What the hell? What is that? Nukes, watch out.
So the pre-orders are already live,
Whoa.
but I want to wait until the announcement to double check. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the top edition, but
Let us speak of our escape.
I just want to hear what they say.
Comets in the sky, a rebirth from fire and death. And the
I'm still trying to figure out all the like key mappings and stuff for this game.
interesting times, off-worlder.
You mentioned escape.
There's a way through the barricade, if you do as I say.
Okay, please tell me how to do that. I need to
We're
get
gonna
out of
meet
here.
One of their ornithopters. Their protocol is to remain aloft and kill anything that moves from above.
How do we get one down?
That's where you come in.
Yeah, I thought
If you
so.
can slip back onto the Proteus and locate the command module, you can activate the captain's personal emergency transfer.
So this all happens at the very beginning of the game.
Gotcha. Okay.
And from what
Find the captain, activate the
like from all the research I've done, it takes between 40 and 80 hours
Communication
before you can even enter the PvP space,
is upon us.
because this is an MMO.
Mother's. Hello there, Mother Storm.
So it takes quite a long time
We're gonna have to be quick. Go, 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 go. Sunstroke.
before
The heat of the sun is deadly.
you can get to the deep desert.
Okay, so we need to stick to the shadows.
And when this game launches, I'll be doing back-to-back 24-hour streams. So 24-hour stream, sleep,
I don't know. who
then
made this mess.
24-hour stream again.
Maybe the guy that was shooting stuff out of the sky. That might have been him. Run, run, run. Ooh, what the hell is that?
What I will not be doing is a 48-hour stream
See what we can
straight.
do with the stabby boy.
I did that once and I'll never do it again.
Guy right here. All right. Just gonna sneak up here and give you a tickle with my pickle.
So left alt is to dash. Normally shift is to sprint.
Power pack and the cutter ray. Okay.
So I'm kind of trying to figure out
Cut this
the
off.
difference between dash and sprint.
Oh, there's a little blue line. All right, cut up that. There we go, like a glove.
Back to back to back.
There, boop. Oh, nice.
72-hour
One more
stream.
rock to go. Right across the line. Wow, this is actually
Or
really nice.
I'm not doing, I'm told you, I'm not doing 48 hours straight. It's not going to happen. Or let alone 72 hours straight.
I need a key. Oh gosh. Slash dash and stab. Can do. Stab.
So I'm still trying to figure out the difference.
I'm gonna try to. There we go. Smoked.
No way, dude. I'm definitely doing 24.
Ooh, a parry. Oh. Oh, ow. All right, dude. There we go. Parried. Get smoked. Ah. Okay.
I feel like
Fire hurts, dude. You probably don't wanna
back-to-back
be up there.
24-hour streams will be fine.
I think one more parry, and he's dead.
Like
So-
24-hour stream, sleep for 12 hours, 24-hour stream.
Scaring me. Let's heal up, make sure we don't get killed in the first 10 minutes of the game. Staggered. You can dash to remove.
Hold on, I'm going to
spikes.
move this over here.
Ow, ow, dash, dash. There we go. Okay. So you get staggered by the electricity. The dash is pretty nice, but it uses a lot of stam. And now we go to combat.
Okay.
We have the high ground, Anakin. Ooh, slow blade to attack a staggered enemy. Ooh. Oh, the blade like turns red.
So, like, I still don't understand dash
With the red
and
blade.
Sprint.
Gotcha.
Like,
See if there's
you
an
will
issue
be able
with
to
it.
sprint, I think.
Okay.
Get to the captain and activate that transmitter.
Do I have to like put it on?
But dash
Oh, it's
is
automatic.
going to
So
be
you just walk
different
right
than
through.
sprint, I guess. I'm not
Captain in
sure.
the chair? Well, the captain's seen better days.
And we have 11 minutes until the Dune stream starts, so we'll switch over. We'll pause this and switch.
Oh, yeah. I want to fly one of those. I have been told that you can eventually craft and drive these.
So the ornithopter, when you're able to craft the ornithopter, which is right here, that's when you'll be able to get into the deep desert, from my understanding.
Shoot him down, buddy. This guy's really good with a rocket launcher. I'm glad he's on my team. Kind of. Okay, so we're shooting down the captain's guards, and then the captain's what, gonna land? Yep.
So we'll see.
Ooh, captain's got some sick armor.
I hear I'm a wanted man. Oi! Woodland scum.
So I figured out that this is the ZOTAC armor. This is their version of the ZOTAC armor. So this guy's a ZOTAC.
I know. That's why I brought you here.
Oh, he's gonna fight him? I want a katana. You can do it. Oh.
Ooh, get cut. Ooh.
Right in the lung. Ooh, he twisted it. Oh.
Ooh.
No mercy, huh?
Kill that dude.
You're a wanted man, dude. Okay, we should probably get out of here.
Have the codes to get us through the barrier. Ever fly an ornithopter?
Nope.
It's simple enough.
But I could
Like,
try.
some people are talking smack on the graphics, but these graphics look dope to me. They're what I want.
Go, go, go.
Sure, the character models aren't like Kingdom Come or
Through the net.
Wukong or something like that, but I don't need them to be. It's the gameplay I'm interested in.
His eyes are pretty blue too. He's been hitting that spice.
They'll be on us as soon as we break through.
Oh Jesus, I forgot about these guys.
And this is the only video that shows this right here, that shows this storm.
Turn us into the storm. They won't follow.
All the other videos start like after you crash land.
Oh, they really aren't following. Pussy?
So this is the only video where you'll get to see this.
Oh gosh. This is where
So you crash land. I've seen people crash land during the day and at night.
Now you need to run.
run. Why am I running? The sandworm? Oh,
So this guy chose to be a Harkonnen. Shame on this guy, dude.
oh Jesus.
There's the sandworm. Now, what I'm going to try to do before the sandworm comes is use my cut array tool to get anything
Tasted good. Ooh, look, other
off that ornithopter.
Let's get the heck out of the sand before another sandworm comes.
Now, one of my complaints, so these are people this guy's looking at, but it doesn't really tell you that it's people.
Schematics. Not as good as Fremen work, but better than nothing.
He's already got armor.
And like, as you'll see later in the video, once the actual announcement stream stops and we finish this,
Like it.
you can't really tell who's friendly and who's not.
Menu.
So I'm hoping that
Pans,
a little like nameplate will appear above their head in the final version, because this is like an way earlier beta than what we're gonna get.
and then we can
All of this is an early beta.
cut 'em up for some extra salvage metal, beautiful, and some XP.
And I'm gonna be salvaging like a
XP 's gonna go into
motherfucker.
the skill trees. This game has a pretty extensive.
Like, that's all I'm gonna do
system.
for quite a long time, is salvage
And
stuff,
I've been told you can unlock every single skill in the game. You're not restricted. It just takes a while to get all of them.
so I can build like
Look at that.
a better base, because this guy does not build a good base.
I think that ship up there might be one of like the police ships that cast the net on us before.
So we got 6 minutes until the Dune stream. When we hit a minute, I'm gonna pause this and switch over.
And then we should be nice
And I'm curious what the pre-order extras are depending on the version you get. They've already said it, like they've already shown it on the page because pre-orders are live, but I want to hear them describe it before I make a decision on which version I'm going to get.
Oh my gosh. So you have to be very careful when you're walking in the sand.
And I love that the sandworm's always there. Shai Halud, dude. Got to be careful of Shai Halud.
Okay, so let's put on the rest of this armor. Ooh, fancy.
Has left debris scattered all over this sector. Salvage metal from the wreckage with your cutter ray, and use it to make a Mauler pistol and darts.
Gotcha. Okay, so looks like dart weapons aren't great versus shields. Melee is going to be good.
Lisa no Gabe.
Gotcha. So let's get a bit more salvaged metal and create a pistol and some ammo for it. Yeah.
So one thing this guy does, which I like, is he crafts a lot of darts, which I will do. I will be crafting a lot of darts.
So let's learn the pistol.
I think he does. I've watched so many videos, it's hard to tell which one. What's up, Don?
Some darts.
What up, what up? Yeah, see, this guy's smart. He's doing a lot of darts. And I like how it says 12, then 42, so you don't have to stay in the crafting menu and wait. You can craft shit and then continue playing. And it'll continue to craft it as you're doing stuff.
And spot things at a distance. Okay. And what do we need for that? Oh,
I'll be using my bald head, yeah. You will be bald. I'm wondering whether I should join a guild or start a guild. Like, I don't really have a ton of experience. I have 0 experience, really, in survival MMOs. So that makes me think I should join a guild. But I also don't want to be taking orders from another motherfucker if I don't agree with them. So that makes me want to start the guild.
So I think he's going to end up getting all the goodies. But maybe we can share goodies.
Don't hesitate to kill them all.
Now, I don't know how the...
Okay, let's see. Ooh, if we can get down there.
I don't know how the... It changed from night to day. Just start your own. Yeah, I might.
Distant sound of the sandworm. It's so scary. Okay, so we can scavenge here. Can break down this for salvage metal.
I'll start my own, and if I need to, I'll join another one.
Thank you. And that's a chesticle.
So another thing is that, so like if one player loots a spot, it doesn't affect your ability to loot the exact same spot. So if we're together, I could loot this, and then you could loot it and get the exact same stuff.
So it's like a bounty? Oh, yeah, I guess it's like a quest activation. Cool. So if we ever end up at Griffin's Reach and we have a bunch of copper, we can turn that in. Another guy up there cutting stuff up. Ooh, look, a base? Oh, someone's already started building. And it just marked a camp over there for me, too. So I think since this area is kind of like abundant with other players, like taking supplies and things, I think I'm going to run across the sand. This can go one of 2 ways, bad or bad.
So that blue is copper. He should be harvesting that.
What we can do.
But this is like he's playing a beta and he doesn't get to keep this character, so I get it.
Here goes nothing.
He wants to see as much of the game as possible.
Go, go, go.
So
Sounds pretty distant.
I noticed that his stamina, okay, now his stamina bar is depleting.
Sandworm threat caused by vibrations and sound on the sand. Okay, so that little
So I'm assuming he's pressing shift.
So I should probably jump a bit, but it does waste stam. Go, 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 go. I'm gonna poop. I'm gonna poop. I'm gonna poop. Am I good? Am I good? Am I good?
And he chose Swordmaster as his mentor, so.
Oh my god. I think that was very close.
And the stream is about to start, by the way.
Oh.
Like the actual announcement stream. We got 1 minute and 45 seconds left. When we hit 1 minute, I'll switch it over. Another thing is this guy, he builds his base up high, which I think is cool, but
Grab some of that salvage, even though I definitely should not.
I think he builds his too high. So I might build mine high, but I want to build like ramps to get my vehicles and shit down into the sand. I haven't decided yet.
Bad time to be a loot goblin. Okay. Where
All right, I'm gonna pause this and switch it over.
but the
So we got less than a minute before this thing starts. Imagine other players building base around loot spots. They will. They will. But that guy's in a PvE area. So, and the map changes every week. So, like, your base is going to get knocked down every single week. And the entire map is going to reset and change. Like, where everything is going to change weekly. So, but I would think that depending on what resources you need in the PvE area, and depending, like, I'm assuming you'll get to the point to where they build to block off loot spots. I mean, I don't think you can. They stop you from doing that. But I was going to say, I also don't know that once you reach a certain point, the loot in PvE... hold on. Here we go. The loot in PvE areas you won't really need, I think. All right, announcement stream begins. I've been waiting for pre-orders for so fucking long.
Once you're dead, off-worlder. If the sands don't take you,
Ooh, quicksand.
will swallow you whole. But you don't have to walk this path alone.
Yeah, my homies.
In every danger,
Where's Dawn at?
there is
She must be wearing a helmet. There you are. You got a helmet on so I can't see your bald head.
a power waiting to be harnessed. Desert power. Some claim to rule this planet. But Arrakis is yours to explore,
Let's go.
to fight for, to conquer. But there are forces beyond even your control.
Ooh. Bless the maker and his water.
Master Arrakis, and it will open your mind. This is your path to awakening.
Ooh. Now, I know at a certain point, the darts and stuff are not going to be as effective because of shields. But shields also attract the worms, so we're going to have to see. I'm really not sure. So this is an old trailer. Come on. I want to hear from these people. Ooh, there she is. You're live. You're live, girl.
Hello everybody and welcome to our very first Dune Awakening live. I am Natasha Rösli, Senior PR Manager here at Funcom, and I'm very excited to be your host for today. We have lots of really cool things to go through. Among them, we will show you for the first time live gameplay, while we'll chat about exploration and the world of Dune Awakening. We'll talk about the music and the audio of Dune Awakening. And last but not least, we will also go over our business model and the pre-orders
This
that
is
we
them.
started earlier today. So you'll see we have lots to go through. Also, we will be collecting questions from the chat for the different segments, and we will answer those at the end or towards the end of the stream in a Q&A. So get comfy, make sure you're well hydrated, and let's get started.
All right, I'm comfy. I'm as hydrated as I'm going to get. I feel like I need to turn this up a little bit.
To Arrakis, the most dangerous planet in the universe.
Yeah, I'm happy it's not being delayed.
Awakening is a multiplayer survival game on a massive scale. where the open, ever-changing world ensures exploration remains a vital activity. Join us as we traverse the breathtaking landscapes and uncover what the sands have hidden. Follow in the footsteps of the native Fremen and learn to overcome the deadly environment. Collect materials to craft a shelter, still suit, and your first vehicle, then venture into the desert.
So, from my understanding, you need an ornithopter. Ooh, okay, that's new.
The highest peaks to launch a survey probe,
Okay.
revealing large swaths of terrain and important locations.
So you can
like
drive around
shipwrecks
with a scanner
or
on.
abandoned Imperial testing stations.
Okay.
Traverse difficult terrain with tools like the Shiga-wire claw.
That's
and
what I
suspensor
chose.
belt,
I want the
and
suspensor
claim
belt.
powerful tech and gear. Expand your fleet of vehicles and upgrade them with new modules to suit your playstyle. From the cockpit of the iconic ornithopter, even the most remote expanses of Arrakis.
So you need an ornithopter to enter the deep desert, which is the PvP zone.
Storms regularly sweep across the land with monstrous
The Coriolis storms every
power,
week.
changing the entire map. every
Changing the
week.
map. Yep, yep.
As new resources and secrets are revealed, the race to survey the vast new landscape begins anew. Be the first to mark the location of precious resources. Then give the map to your allies, or sell it to other players on the exchange. Here, there are no paths to tread, only power to claim. This is infinite exploration. This is Arrakis.
All right. Dope. Are they trying to work out the technical details or what? That is a new trailer, I think. You're live again.
So to talk about the world and exploration in Dune Awakening, we're gonna jump into live gameplay, and I have two guests with me here to talk about that, two very exciting guests. We have here on the side Jeff Gagné, who is our world director on Dune Awakening, and we have Øyvind Jernskau, who is expert environmental designer, artist, who will jump on and
Look at those suspenders.
Well, Jeff, for example, who you might know, by the way, also as El Jefe.
Lurking
some
while
of you, if
working.
you know,
What up,
you know.
Airconda?
Jeff, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit to the viewers?
Yes, I'm Jeff. As Tasha said, I'm the world director on Dune Awakening. I've been in the industry for 2 decades, worked many years at Ubisoft and Prince of Persia, Assassin's Creed, The Division, jumped to other companies.
Oh, there you
worked
go,
at
Dawn.
Battlefield, Divinity Original Sin 2. And,
Oh,
now
Divinity
I'm,
Original Sin
working on
2,
this, beautiful world made
Battlefield,
out of sand and rock.
Assassin's Creed.
And then
Okay, this guy's got some
Øyvind,
pedigree.
do you have a nickname,
Nice.
by the way?
Some people call me All Father.
Oh, Old Father, like Odin.
Yes, because I know so much about
It's
the
like-
game.
It's like Office Dad as
Yes.
well, right?
Yes.
Like everyone knows we can go to Øyvind.
All
if
right,
there's
these
anything.
guys get a
This is
pass
true.
But yeah, yeah.
for me
introduce
talking
yourself
shit
as well.
because I'm so
My
excited for
name
this
is
game.
Øyvind Jernskau. I've been in the industry for 3 decades.
Yeah.
Ooh, 3 decades.
Yeah, started with in Funcom in 1996. The majority of my time has been here.
Yeah, because I was going to say
basically
Funcom's been
working
around forever. This
all
dude's
the
been in Funcom since
And also including
1996.
Secret World.
Secret World, Longest Journey, Dreamfall,
Conan.
Age of Conan, Exiles, Anarchy Online.
You actually worked on Anarchy Online.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Anarchy
I-
Online.
I
You're
think
that
a
old.
lot of viewers will go like, yes, right now. So that's amazing.
It doesn't look like it,
Damn,
but
these
you're
guys
that
are
old.
salty dogs.
Oh my
These guys are
We
salty,
don't do that
fucking
here. We
savvy
don't do
veterans of the
mainstreaming
game
here. I
industry.
was like,
That's
all
cool.
But yeah, so as we now jump into some of the gameplay,
Yeah, let's see.
we'll have actually Camille behind the camera who is playing for us. We will.
Okay, so he's playing on
very
PC.
Also emote, nice.
Oh,
love
and
it,
he
love
emoted.
it.
Okay, that's
So
dope.
as we take our first step here into the world, I mean, one of the main concerns that players have, or that we see often asked in the public, is like, Arrakis is a desert planet. Is it going to be boring? You know, like, can you do a lot with the desert?
Yes.
But we can. I think we can. I think we can.
Yeah, you
actually
need to
say that we
hydrate.
can. So What was the biggest challenge, though, to make our
Well,
Arrakis?
Yeah, it
interesting?
was basically when I started at Funcom, the one of the most important pillar I had for me was well for the world was verticality, right? Yes, I was in charge of the world for on a
Verticality.
desert planet, but I wanted to make sure that we would still have a lot of verticality.
All
in
right,
the
so
game, right?
that's
So we'll see that later.
Bene
also, but
Gesserit
there's a lot
skill.
of rock formation and
Ooh,
different
and
biomes that we'll explore.
has a
into this,
Shigaware.
But it was really, really important to me that it was just not a flat space of sand, right? And thanks to Oyvind and a lot of people on the world team, we were able to manage quite a lot of different.
So it looks like he has two
height
different
elevation
swords.
with a lot of different vistas, like the one that
Binoculars.
we have right now. And we can see Camille using the binoculars to make sure that he can look at the trade post. Right here we have 4 of them in Hague Basin.
So
The
number
map that,
5 is the
we
blood
will play,
extractor. 6 and
many
7.
hours. This is a neutral section.
One of them, I
that,
think, is
hosts
the
a lot of
cut array that you
NPCs.
use
can
to
talk
harvest shit.
vendors, You can get some
8
contracts
looks
with
like
some
a
systems,
gun, and 3 is a
other
gun.
things
So
like
he has
that
2
in there.
guns.
I think
2
it's also
swords.
interesting to note that while we explore here, and
Or a
we see
sword
that
and a
of course
dagger.
it does actually add
One is a
point of
dagger.
interest that you're looking at to the compass at the top.
Yes,
Plus,
exactly.
you can also add your own markers,
absolutely.
right? I
So
think
what is that? Is that where you can
I
buy
love that
bikes?
one.
Yeah,
By
that's
the
a
way. Yeah,
little
look.
garage that we added
Yes.
because we had during the beta there was a lot of
Yes.
players going to the trade post with their hard-earned sand bike, and they were just placing their sand bike here there. They were going to the trade post, and then a sandstorm was coming. When a sandstorm comes, the door closes.
Yep.
And
Oh, we are getting a sandstorm now, so we can.
there
actually,
is a
yes.
sandstorm,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see.
But
We'll
what
see.
I think is very cool, like
Okay,
just to,
cool.
to like mention that again, we
Yeah.
added those garage areas because our beta
Yeah,
testers
absolutely.
actually came up with the idea, and they were like, okay, my sand
Yeah,
bike
can I
is
have
destroyed
garage?
now. Can I
Yeah,
have a
absolutely.
garage?
Because for us, I
So-
don't know, we play the game so much, so it's hard to know what we don't know, right? So
And we
yeah, the
actually
door
have-
closes, and then when you're stuck inside and your bike outside, when you go out, your bike is destroyed.
So this is a trading
If you put
post.
At least your bike in a little garage, it's gonna be okay.
Or quite damaged at
yeah,
least,
quite
right? Like,
damaged at
yeah,
least
yeah,
for sure, right?
So we might actually see the doors being, yeah, we see the sandstorm incoming here. Depending if the sandstorm actually comes close enough. It
Yeah,
looks
now
like
Dude,
is,
it
yeah,
looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's gonna come
Yeah,
close
yeah,
enough.
Yeah.
Which is gonna eat a bit of time though.
Oh,
but,
that is
that's just how
dope.
it is.
I
That
haven't
is
actually tried.
dope.
Can you get like squished and killed between the doors? That's actually
think-
something I want to figure out now because I honestly don't know. I haven't
Yeah,
tried
Camille,
that.
don't try it.
Yeah, don't
But
No.
I think you're pushed in or out. I don't exactly remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
You also see like
well,
yeah,
that's funny
the
because
door closed.
there's
So
a lot
you're
of
stuck in there.
things that can happen in the environment, and yeah, that just happened during the stream. So it didn't happen earlier, but now it happened. So we're gonna wait a little bit and talk a bit more, right? So the thing in front of Camille was the that's the contract board. So it's one of the way that you can get well quest or contract things to do basically.
Okay, 3,000
You pick them up,
Solari,
and then
light
when you do
armor,
them, you get some
House
rewards,
Harkonnen
you know,
standing.
contract in the world.
Fuck House Harkonnen.
Some people might have
Planetary
to
training
other
available,
values,
okay.
and then
Planetology,
you
excuse
seal the
me.
contract and you finish the job and you
Yeah,
get
so I want planetology.
You also saw that you have faction-specific contracts as well. They have like specific icons there.
What is this?
So there's
Journey?
Lots of things that we're and then you
Holy
can, of
shit, what
course,
is all
see
this?
your
This is the
quests
first time I've
or
seen any of
contracts,
this.
Like we call them here in your quest log,
Absolutely.
in your contract log, so to speak.
Yes.
So what is this
You
guy?
have,
Oh,
like-
that guy
you
can
also have,
take you
like,
places, I
faction,
think.
Can I fly you
agents
somewhere
here,
today?
like
Yeah, that's what I thought.
newspapers That you can like talk to if you want to actually start one
I
of
like
the
to
faction
fly.
quest lines.
Yeah,
Fast.
absolutely.
Storms, worms,
There's a
or
quest
static,
line that's
nothing
in you
stops me from
later in
getting where
another
I need to go.
region that
But you know what I
brings you
don't
to
like much? Talking.
aligning yourself with one of the main faction, either Atreides or Harkonnen.
And
Atreides,
also
of
what we saw
course.
just now was you can
Yes.
actually, once you have a trade post explored or unlocked, you can actually use a pilot that flies you to one of
Always
the,
Atreides.
either Arrakeen
Oh, so the
or
storm didn't last that long.
Yes.
Okay, that's
You can
not
go
bad.
to, you
Look at
can
the
go to
graphics,
Post,
dude. These
or you can
graphics
also
look
fly
dope.
outside of this
These are
map,
perfect.
and then go into the cities, and there's a lot more things to
I hope you
explore
can
there,
adjust the
more
camera a
NPCs,
little bit. I like
You have access
that
to the
camera
exchange,
rather
which
than the
is
one
the
that's really
auction house,
close.
where you can buy and sell.
That's
things
more
or
my
things
style of
from,
camera.
Other players.
Yeah, because generally you actually need an ornithopter, right,
Yes.
to go there. So we made sure
Oh,
that
careful,
the newer
careful,
players can
careful.
actually enjoy those areas,
Yeah.
even if they don't have the ornithopter unlocked. just yet.
Exactly. Takes a lot of time to get the top there, so it's good
It's
to
worth
be-
it.
It's worth it.
It's,
oh yeah, it is.
absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely.
It's a really wow moment.
So
I mean,
that's a
when
base.
When I made myself my first ornithopter, I was very proud, and it was a really cool moment.
Or is this dude's
Sometimes
base?
When I test bugs, I just stop and I just fly around.
Really? Just to
Yeah, do the booster.
enjoy.
Yeah,
enjoy
this
your
is this
work.
person's base, right next to the trading post. That's crazy.
Now everybody knows.
You need to, yeah.
Absolutely.
So
in
fuel
this case,
cells, you
we
gotta
do
deposit
have,
fuel cells.
standby, already, and we have like a few things that
And I'm gonna build a bunch of things for water.
Camille deposing blood that he harvested from enemies before. That's the best first way to, well, second way I must say, to hydrate yourself. First way is to suck up sap plant at the start of the game. But then at some point you unlock tools to be able to harvest blood from enemies, and then you can process it into water, where you can then drink. You can also drink blood if you're really desperate, but it's not really good.
It's not.
not very good.
It's not suggested at least. or it's
So
not-
turning walk mode
So
off.
yeah, we've shown a lot of Haga Basin South in many of our videos before and other things. So
This is the first time I'm seeing it like
move away
this.
from there. Still see a couple of. Have a little look at.
Oh, so the
couple of
worm,
locations
worm's
on the
close
right.
by.
Luckily for us, it's
Right here is where the
nighttime now,
worm. You see the
so
worm.
There's not much sun to deal with because it's better to.
They have
travel
motion
during the
blur on.
night.
I'd turn motion
You don't
blur
have
off.
to, run with shadows and things. And
Oh.
then Camille is
Doing a
having
barrel
little
roll on
dry-
the
a
ground.
little barrel roll. That's fine. It happens. It's going up that little rock formation here.
This
beautifully
looks like
kept
somebody's
rock.
base.
Also, yeah, exactly. I love how the guides literally kind of,
Like,
guide you
like
there.
in
The
Bloodborne.
lights guide you a little bit. I mean, I think it's not like.
Where's he supposed to be
the
going?
obvious, but it's still like nice to have like little things that you can.
What
your
is
eye
this?
goes to.
Exactly.
Is this a dungeon?
Classic wall
That's
design
world
and
building,
never at the heart,
right?
you know?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Better
now
pull
we're
out your
going to
gun.
meet, our lovely Directionara. He's
Walk
our
mode
planet-
on.
Planetologist, if I can say it like this.
Oh, okay.
He's
This
one
is
of the
cool. All
NPC
right.
That you will meet in the game.
So this guy will
to
teach you
learn,
planetology.
A new skill tree, basically. So you talk to him, and then you do little things for him, and then when you're done, you will be able to unlock a new skill tree that you might not have when you create your character. There's many of them in the world. You will have to find them, and when you do so, you will be able to unlock more skills to.
Oh, this is so dope. This is so
diversify your build.
fucking dope.
So once
Let me
again,
get rid of this
it's
shit.
off, because you
Go
have to
away.
find
God damn.
those trainers out in the wild to like
Absolutely.
customize your build as well.
Yes.
Because as we know, you can mix and match all different trees
Yes.
as long as you have skills unlocked.
Exactly. And there's lovely little set dressing there done by the art team to really emphasize that this guy's growing some plants in the harsh.
Yeah, he's got a
world
cool
of
little base.
Arrakis.
Canley Limited Warfare
So back
PvE.
on your bikes. I mean, we also saw Camille use the Shiga wire claw earlier. So
Yeah, the start.
because traversal and traveling is going to be a big part, obviously, for players. They will spend a lot of time doing that, so we also wanted to make sure it's actually fun, both in terms of how the world looks like, but also in terms of the options they have to do that, right?
Absolutely.
You wanna...
When using the Shikawai during combat, this can be quite effective as well. You can even use it to stun.
Very true.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
you can
that's
stun
very
enemies with
Multiple
it.
purpose. And
Yeah.
then I don't remember if
Oh, who are they?
was doing that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a dynamic encounter. So yeah, sometimes you travel the world and then things happen, and then it was a group of
Dude, hop
scavengers
off and
with a
kill
little
them.
down bike. And
I want to
then
see
they-
him
yeah.
kill him.
Yeah,
Hop
exactly.
off.
They shoot on sight.
Also, they
Don't be a
didn't plan
bitch.
well enough,
No,
obviously,
exactly,
because that's
exactly.
something you should definitely do. You need to be able, or you need to plan ahead.
They're
when you
NPC
travel.
enemies. You
Yes,
can
now
take
we're gonna
them.
Go to the Vermilius Gap. There's this thing flying in the background.
That's
it's
the
a
Zotac.
dropship.
Yeah.
They will soon disappear because they are only there during the night. They have this
Ooh,
massive
worm.
light.
Worm is
and
pissed.
then if you get caught into the light, you're stunned into place for a little bit of time, and they throw Cho mercenary at you. You're not important enough for them to send Sardaukar. But they
Eastern
still send Cho
Vermilius
mercenary to,
Gap.
basically get rid of you because for reasons I will not talk about
Biome
here,
heat
they
increase.
are, they
This
are-
is all brand new. I haven't
fighting.
seen this shit before.
Look for someone.
exactly.
For someone.
So now the worm is probably getting out. Yes.
Oh, yes.
there you
Oh,
go.
there's the worm. He's pissed. He's coming because this dude's making too much noise.
Too much vibration. You see the vibration bar there, so you actually pissed
The little
someone
worm.
off back there. The little one. Those are the little ones.
Yeah, those are the little worms too. I guess they get
But
pretty
what's cool
big.
about the sandworm specifically is that they actually have their own territory.
Yes.
Like they have their own kind of life, if you right.
Careful.
Yes, absolutely.
Careful of
It's,
the worm.
It's not visible for the players, but there's many worms in the map, and they all have their own territory. And then when you cross them,
Sounds like
it's
somebody's
another one
fighting
that's
over
going
here
after you, and
on the
then
right
you
side.
can-
Yep.
Territorial. Yeah, exactly. Excuse my French.
There might be another player.
Yes, they will come after you no matter what. And the more vibration you do, the
It'd be cool to see a little combat.
And here's just passing NPC camp because there's like different slices and different areas as well. So we just pass. Or we're going into. I think it's actually in.
Yeah.
It's a camp. It's
yeah,
an
exactly.
NPC camp. Yes.
And now we'll see the beauty of even work and world design. There's a
Like, look at
beautiful
this.
arch that when you pass
This looks
it-
pretty.
Look at this. There's
The
this.
view,
Boom.
Exactly.
Like that.
There you go.
That
That's
looks
what I'm
dope.
talking about.
Remember to
Yeah.
stop here, go off your
People were
bike,
talking
enjoy
shit
it.
about the
Exactly.
graphics. These graphics look
Enjoy
dope.
it.
We spend a lot of
Stay in
time
the
on
shade.
this.
Stay in the shade.
Stay in the
Make sure.
shade.
But also what.
Oh,
we
so you
should
stored the
talk in was
vehicle.
that
Okay, that's cool.
There is an icon there, like at the camp as well, because.
Ooh, look at all this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shigawire,
So for example,
Compel.
the camps have different factions, or we have.
So what
different
other
factions in the game? Different NPC factions.
Sentinel.
They might even fight each other.
Okay.
As well. You will
Yes.
notice that as you explore. But more importantly, there is a reason and that they look.
And he turned on his
Yeah,
shield.
We have to diversify the camps, right? So they have the Kirubs. They like the
Oh,
big
that is
machines,
so
they like the
fucking cool.
sun. We have the scavengers, which is like the Persian.
Oh, that looks like a
faction,
player.
They're just trying to survive, like you, of course.
Yeah.
And later on, you get more and more advanced factions, and they all have, you know, their banners, symbols, and kind of way of life, and how important they are on the hierarchy. So you need to fight your way up to the top.
Oh, so he compelled that
Exactly, and
person.
you use different abilities also, and
Yeah, it didn't really work too well.
The higher you go in the factions, basically, the harder enemy gets, and they have more abilities to attack you and different weapons.
Oh,
There
get
you go,
done.
That's done a little bit. But now Camille has a shield, so
Yeah, he's
pretty
got a
much,
shield.
invincible to bullets, even though there's a power drain when he gets shot at. But that's a really good way to survive against melee, against range weapons.
I love his path though, like the build. I am a swordmaster at heart. I love the swordmaster tree, so I am melee to do and to do. I actually hate if I have to use a weapon. I love the combos and those things. So.
I'm more of a
But that's
gun
sweet.
guy myself.
You got a gun
so,
guy yourself.
yeah.
Oh, that's
But
good.
That's the beauty of things, right? You can play like you like to play,
Yeah.
like your approach. You can also be more
Yes.
sneaky. I always try to be more sneaky, and then I just end up
Shoot.
aggroing the whole camp.
Damn, he used the voice again.
Never works out.
Camille using the voice
Ooh.
right
Oh,
here
nice.
to attract the heavy. They are big baddies.
Uh-oh.
They have shields,
Yeah, they're annoying.
and
They're very annoying.
light machine guns. They're pretty annoying, yes. Because when they don't shoot, they have a shield. So you
Set
can
down the
shoot.
Sentinel.
And they have a lot of bullets.
So,
So
talking about combat, we know that you have a lot of questions
Nice,
regarding
killed him.
combat in general. So we won't go into that today, also question or reply-wise, but we will have a dedicated combat stream for you down the line.
Got him.
And then you can come, you can throw all the
Needs to
questions
get
you
in the
have at us
shade too.
then.
He's got
So
heat
just
stroke.
Keep that in mind if you don't answer any combat questions today.
we
Were you
can
aware that
see-
you want to know more?
Oh, you're gonna have to
Using the
switch.
shield, so there's,
Okay, pop
different
the shield.
weapons that are good against that. And there's using a disruptor right there, which is high burst rifle, throw a lot of bullets at the same time, so that's really good to be able to. And then you can. finish
Yeah, that
them
was
off,
like a little machine gun.
you want. Now it disappeared, which is really good. But Camille was fighting under the sun earlier, so he got sunstroke,
Yep.
which is one thing you have to keep in mind all the time when you travel during the day. So.
And that was a dash. Boom, boom, boom. Got him.
And now his hydration. is
Nicely
pretty low.
done.
So you can see also whenever he shoots, the shield is turned off by default because you cannot shoot when you have a shield on you, of course. So you have to be careful into when you use a ranged weapon with a shield.
Now we can harvest the.
You can't shoot when you have a shield on you? Hold on a sec. Can I
There's a lot of different,
go back?
containers that we have in the game. There's a little light
No.
that is pretty
Thanks,
straightforward
Twitch.
to know what is lootable and what is not. There's different size of chests.
Pretty
That's a
sure you
bigger
said
one
you
right
can't
here.
shoot
get
when you
better
have your
loot, a
shield.
bigger piece of armor and things like that. That's a med crate, so you get a lot of med kit and different things. The locker that was there is pieces of component to craft and upgrade different weapons.
Let's see if we
in
get
the
to see
game,
more
and
shooting.
There's a lot of different things. Also, there's bigger, glowier, better chests. Also, we're gonna see one later because, like Tasha was saying, there's a lot to explore in this world, and I was personally more than happy to hide a lot of different things in all corners and height and depth of this planet. The turret is probably gonna do its job. There you go. It's a really good skill to use at the start, by the way. It's really good against enemies.
Yeah, Sentinel looks pretty good.
But, there's a shield, so it doesn't do much. There you go. Slow blade, and then turret finished up the enemy, which is good.
I'm not sure if you saw it, but you can also parry.
Yeah, absolutely,
The
yes.
the enemy blades.
Yes.
Stun them a little bit.
And now Camille's in a cave, which is another little piece of environment. This is a tiny cave that we have.
EMF generator,
Sound
salvaged
contract
metal.
No, it's
Isn't that a contract?
it's a contract container, but there was nothing right here because he doesn't have the contract.
Oh, it was actually a quest item.
Exactly,
Okay,
it was a
yeah.
quest item, but
Yeah.
he doesn't have a contract. So at least for this specific, there's a lot of different places that you can find pieces before you have the contract, and when you have the contract, you can turn it already, right? But yeah.
Poor
And then
efficiency.
we just exited the little cave, which is another little environment that you get specific component in there. It's a old Fremen remnant from their ancient past, because you know that Fremen have had a little bit.
So he
of,
turned off
hard
the
history
shield.
in our timeline right here, and you can find different components to craft different things like steel suits and cutter rays and things.
Look at how big that is.
And there's other landmark like the one we've seen right
Yep.
here. This big mining rig that has been abandoned for years and years.
That's where he
but
just
now
was,
being,
right?
Um,
Oh, shit.
conquered, and now it's Kirabs living there, like you said,
Right.
right? All right,
And
another
we're-
base.
Yes, we're at our second base here. Super
Oh, so this
nicely
is his
done,
base
by the way,
again.
by Tor Egil. Shout out to Tor Egil from marketing team, our communications manager. He is our internal builder. He is just amazing.
Oh, he does-
Also, talking about building,
Mhm.
like the screenshots that our beta testers are posting on our Discord are so mind-blowing. I cannot wait
Yes.
what the wider community is going to do with this. Like, I
Yeah.
am so excited. It's probably one of the things that I'm most
So-
excited about.
oh, there's the ornithopter.
What people will come
What
up
is
with
this?
building
Medium
wise.
storage
Absolutely,
container.
because if
I
you
can't
remember,
wait.
there was the
Large water
don't remember the
cistern.
name,
Oh,
but
look
they
at
had-
that.
there was
That's
this
dope.
person at the beta that made this.
You
this
can
car
store more
dealer.
water.
The car dealer.
Yes, yes.
There was this massive base with little.
Yeah, like almost like honeycomb things,
Yeah,
like
exactly,
in a
yes.
beehive, and each had like an ornithopter or a
A
sandbag that you could
bike.
look at, like
Yes.
literally like a car dealership. It was absolutely
Leap
mind-blowing.
suspension-
All
belt?
different swatches,
So
you know, with
Damn,
different
dude, I need to
colors
pause this
and-
shit.
And a
It's so
Treaties
creative.
buggy and an Arcanon
Hold on,
buggy
if they
and
show
all
that
this.
again, I'm gonna
was-
pause
That was
it.
really cool.
Reduce gravity's pull on user, allowing for extended height. Old depletes power. Worm intensity, power drain 62. Okay. So it's just they just call it a lead. It's not it's just a suspensor belt. Okay.
Thanks to Thor. Thanks to Thor because there's another base, right? But that's a big thing in the game. We expect player to
Taxes.
move, because everyone would start in the Haga base in south that you can see here.
That's
But
his
Home base.
yeah, that's his
The
old
first
base,
base.
and then he can just abandon it, and then it's
Abandon.
gonna be cleaned up by the storms.
Yes.
And it's really cool because, well, he doesn't have to get back there because he brought all his things already. But also it gives more space for the new players that
Yes.
will join the server
Yeah,
to be able to build their
absolutely.
base there.
Yeah.
So there's this flow of players that can
I
go
see.
further into the map, right?
So the storm is like a Roomba of Arrakis.
Yeah,
Going
Storm
around
is
speeding up.
Shaiulu, then Storm is the Roomba of Arrakis, absolutely, 100%. So now it's time to fly.
This, of course, opens up the world even more.
Yes.
So you have a lot of additional opportunities and a lot of additional options now. Here we're looking at the area we were just at from the air.
Yes.
Again, for me, this was such an amazing moment when I, for the first time, got my very own ornithopter. I had to craft it myself. I had to work for it, literally in the game. And then you get to fly.
Yes.
It's just
So it looks like
So
Q
that
is a
hole down there-
radar thing.
Imperial Testing Station. We have different type. This one is a geological one, so it's more about like old research about mining and resources and different minerals that got abandoned for 10,000 years when spice was discovered. They abandoned a lot of different things, and they've been recently reopened. And then, of course, there's a lot of baddies that are living there now. They took care of that. Mostly, again, we're still in the Vermilius Gap, so it is Kirab living in there.
Kirab.
Also, we just flew over that white.
What is this? Is this somebody's base?
Right there. This is flower sand. It's a resource that you can.
Okay, flower
harvest
sand. That's what I
through the
thought.
end, which is not really. I mean, you can. It's not that great, but you can.
It's not as efficient.
It's not
but
efficient exactly. Or with a static compactor, which is way more efficient. But it's on the sand, so of course you create vibration, and then what that means.
Shai Halud.
Worm is coming exactly.
So can you
now
land that thing?
There's this big ship that fly from time to time, and there's
yes,
also
and there's
this
also
thing
a
there.
crashed
Yeah, and
spaceship
also,
that is coming down slowly.
Where?
Out of the
Oh, I
atmosphere.
see it. Okay.
That's a small crashing ship that's
Also
gonna
dynamic
fall
events.
somewhere. We don't know where. It happens from time to time. So we went onto this little flat rock. Literally, we called it literally that. It's the flat rock.
Is it actually called the flat rock?
I think there's there's
We
an
need-
outpost. There's an outpost just
Joel,
under
give
it.
it,
I think.
give it a name, Joel. Like,
Joel is the one who gave the name, by the way.
Oh, that's a spice blow.
Yeah, this flat rock outpost.
That's a
There's
spice blow.
now happening. That's pretty good.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Perfect. Yes.
So just so everyone, it's
Spice blow.
there's nothing.
Damn,
scripted,
that
it's all
looks
just
dope.
systemic, right? So,
Dynamic.
but
yeah.
Camille is gonna burn himself now because
Yeah,
he's under the sun.
yep.
So you should go hide and
Do not stand on.
Hide
on
in the
on
ornithopter,
place where
dude.
you see there's
Ooh.
something happening, something in that.
His
area. Do not
dumbass. He
stand
messed
on it,
himself up.
Exactly.
As a tip.
So that's one of the glowy chests I was talking about. As I said, there's a lot of them hidden throughout the world in many places, and then in them you can find these purple thing. It's Unix schematics. When you find one, you need to go back
Dew
to the same
Reaper.
space to be able to learn it. And Camille found a couple more.
Lasgun.
This is the good stuff, right?
Including a lasgun.
Including a
Yeah,
lasgun.
people wonder
This
about
is
What's
that.
that?
really late game, by the
Emperor's
way.
We do
Wings?
have
It's,
lasguns in the
yes.
game.
So
You have
effective
lasguns,
bursts
but
of
you
floating.
cannot
Jump
create
twice to
nuclear
activate and
explosions
float
with
upwards.
in our timeline, Shelm as
Static compactor.
specific anti. What's the word? I always forget. The safety.
Safety,
If you point at another player,
Increased
or an enemy with a
titanium
shield with a
mass.
lasgun, that will not shoot.
Callie's
because
breaker.
We don't want to just everyone to just nuke everyone. For
Her
the,
unique
for the
tool.
lulz,
I
you
don't
know?
even know what
It
that
will
is.
basically just block.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
will like, yeah, what is the term?
It just doesn't
Probe
work.
launcher.
There's probably an English word for that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But you're safe and sorry.
But
yeah, exactly.
this is one of the things that I was really excited about, and I know your team, both your teams, were working really hard on to find like
Dude, this
go
person
to the
should have
places and like hide goodies for players to find.
gotten in the shade for a
I
while
remember, like,
first.
even
He's losing all his
in
water.
normal, like the small caves that we saw earlier, that are actually relatively small. I was like climbing there as like just figuring out how high can I actually go up in that cave, and then I found a little nook who literally had a chest with something very rare.
Yes.
And I personally, as a player, I love those things because
Yeah.
it makes me feel like, oh,
So
nobody
tab,
anyone has found that, right?
view the survey
Exactly.
report.
And you see the big hammer right there? It's a landmark. It's called Mirzaba. Well, if you climb at the top, maybe
Maybe
that's
you
a good thing, you know?
Maybe not.
Maybe
Maybe
not,
not.
you know?
But it's not always that obvious. It's
No,
actually
no,
really
no.
fun that sometimes like, oh, there's
Mina
nothing there,
Cavern,
and
Flat Rock
Yeah,
Outpost.
there's obvious place, but
Yeah.
also. So now Camille used the survey
Yes.
probe, which is really cool. So it surveyed a part of the map and then opened up.
Drum
And now we
sand.
can see a lot of different
Oh,
things.
that's
So we
where
can see
drum
the
sand is
shipwreck, just
gonna
north
attract the
where
worm a lot
Mount is.
faster.
There's different
Wreck of the
outposts,
Palace,
and
okay.
this is where you can get intel points.
Dead
you see
Man's
right here,
Depot.
0 out of 1.
Intel
This
points.
is where you can.
Oh, this looks so
unlock more
fucking
techs in the
cool.
tech tree. There's the red circle you see there. This is drum sand. So this is a Dune thing. If you go there, you hear it when you play boom, 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 and it attracts the worm like no tomorrow. And there's the other ones also that we see with the little lines on the right, which is tidal dust, which is the Dune term. Internally, it's quicksand.
Yeah.
Number one killer of vehicle.
Yes.
Which is interesting though, because like in the 80s, I was really thinking quicksand is gonna be a way bigger problem than it is nowadays. Because like, you know, my childhood was ruined by movies with quicksand. That's like, let's not talk about never-ending story. But anyway, so we have quicksand in the game here. So here it is.
Yeah, quicksand's in Neverending Story. It's in
it loves to eat.
Princess Bride.
So you can see a lot of landmark there.
Ooh, and also a nice
Whee!
barrel roll here from Camille. Very nicely done. So we have different modes.
Wee! That's dope.
You can
I mean, that'll be
fly,
cool the first few times, but
Yeah, exactly. You can do a lot of different things.
I want to
and,
see what's up
it's-
with that
it's
spice
arcadey
blow
in a
and what's
way,
that
right?
shit down
But
there.
it's easy to use, and it's really pleasant to go around. And Camille right there is just showing another thing also. I was talking about quicksand and drum sand, but there's also radiation in the game.
Okay, that's
You can see it
radiation.
with this little cute fuzzy thing that looks like Northern Lights, but yeah, you don't go there.
Don't stay in there.
No, exactly.
And actually,
Okay,
let's
good
do,
to
but
know.
because we have more things to show, obviously, we're gonna fly to some other areas. But we would like to start a poll here and open it up to Twitch chat. What would you like to go see between Imperial Testing Station or a shipwreck? Like those two. Like maybe we can also explain what the difference is. briefly.
100%. Absolutely.
Shipwreck.
But also, so we open a poll, and if you do exclamation mark vote A or vote B, so you can vote for either of them, and then at
Oh,
the
here we
end
go.
of like I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, we see how long we're gonna run it. We'll see what you voted for, and we go visit that. We might die though, because it might be kind of like a high-end thing that we're gonna
Yeah, we're
show
going
you,
into
so.
a little higher tier,
Yes.
and Camille is not fully equipped for that, but that's fine. He's gonna get good, and it's gonna be great.
Yes.
It's gonna be
I've
great.
seen a
Like,
testing
now we
station,
also
but I haven't
see,
seen a shipwreck.
like, different rock textures, right? Like, what's the inspiration to go with specific rock textures? Maybe you can talk about
Oh,
that
yeah,
a
so
little
he
bit.
Oh yeah, rocks. My my
Ovin's,
specialty.
Ovin's favorite topic, rocks.
Rocks and sand.
I love blazing rocks. Yeah, the body dome is kind of the inspiration for a lot of the rock shapes. You will probably see it from the movie, but of course, that's a bit too Earth-like. So we had to kind of ramp it up a little bit, place some rocks vertically, having like these little mushroom shapes with the kind of like holes.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Maybe there's a little secret on top of some of them.
Or inside them.
Or inside
also.
them.
Or under
Exactly.
them.
Or under them, there's canyons. Because we have to make it a little bit more alien, right? So we can't just use Earth-like
Ooh,
shapes.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah, you're getting good at this.
Also,
Yeah.
what I personally love is that also when you run on the ground too, there's always this super nice silhouette that we have. You know, I feel like it's never just flat desert, right? It's always like, was that planned? Before we go into the Haga Rift here, are those planned? How does that work?
Some are happy accidents.
There's some, because like Bob Ross would say, some are happy accidents, but there's a lot of, like at the earlier, right, the archway, and then there was the thing in the back. This is 100%
Very
planned,
planned.
of course. This is classic world design, environment design.
Damn,
just
dude,
to make sure
shipwreck's
that,
gonna
like,
lose.
yes,
We've
of
already
course
seen
it's
Imperial
reality
testing
in games,
station.
but we
Come
just
on.
magically place things in line, so when you get somewhere, and you were talking about when we were visiting Derek, that there was all these lights, and well, this is classic level design and art design, right? We guide you with things, you don't really think about it, and imagine.
So I hope they say what this is. It's clear he's scanning.
things now.
Scanning,
Yes,
okay.
It's time
But
to go.
yes, so that's the other thing, right? Like, we actually have verticality in the game, so it's
Yes.
not just
Wow.
flat desert, it's on one level. So
That's
talk to
Careful.
us about this.
Yeah, Ivan, talk to us about how we. It was not easy when we talked about this beautiful region here, how we made it, but.
Yeah, what was the first thing? I want a canyon. Okay, here we have a canyon. Deeper. Deeper? Yes, deeper. More elevation. And, it was.
Look at this shit. What's down here, dude?
Get up from this deep canyon as well, right? So we have these platforms that you can drive on. And in the beginning, we didn't have that many, so we needed to add more and then traverse
Careful.
between them.
Wow,
these
look at how
tunnels,
low you can go.
which are cool, but then we needed to make them cooler with the mining galleries.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Then it was a bit dark.
Yeah, at some point
which is cool.
we had the Haggy Rift, and it was all fun
Oh,
and,
careful.
in game and things. But I was like, how could we?
That's
make
fucking
it,
crazy.
Different.
Yeah.
So I was playing a lot of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and
there
I
you
was
go,
like,
yeah.
you know, in the underworld, do that. And then of course, pitch darkness is not great for art. So you know, we had a lot of iteration and amazing work with the lighting
Yeah.
team to make sure that you can still see in the dark and things like that, right? So, but it was a bit of a struggle to
It's a
make
challenge.
that canyon in there.
Yeah. And I think also, and I know, so
Canyonero.
I know the tech for it, but you are safe from the sandstorm.
Yes.
down in there.
Oh, that's nice. That's good to know. So if
Oh,
you
in the
have
Hogger
us
Rift?
coming, dive into the
Okay,
Hogger.
got
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Good to know.
And there's obviously no worm. There's no worm down there also, you know. So
That's
you're
a
pretty
good thing too.
There's other things.
Yes.
There's other things, but you know, it's
Wreck.
it's
So he's
different.
gonna go
where
to
are
the
we
wreck.
Where
We are going to the shipwreck.
You're going to
Chat
shipwreck.
has voted.
Okay.
we are
Yes,
going to
shipwreck time.
Let's
Nice,
go.
dope.
So also let's talk about, like I mentioned, the difference between because there's differences between like
Yes.
Imperial testing station or a shipwreck.
Yes, I think the biggest part, in fact, that is kind of related to location, but not at the same time, is the Kenley, right? We haven't talked about Kenley. We had it a little bit earlier when we went to the trade post. We were in Kenley Guild Peace. You can see on the top right, there's a Kenley limited warfare. This is the PvE region, and now you're going to see the yellow thing under the compass. When Camille will go closer, the Kenley is going to change to War of Assassin. So every single shipwreck in the game,
Ooh, shit,
except
PvP.
the first one, is PvP. So we have these pockets of PvP in there. So when you go there, you need to be careful because yes, you have enemies to fight, but also potentially other players. You don't know, right? And then Imperial Testing Station are PvE. There's no problem with that. The big
Okay, good
difference
to
also
know.
is that, well, they offer different challenges. They offer a different look, of course, but also they offer a different loot. There are specific components that you want to get at trade posts, shipwrecks, to mainly craft weapons. And at Imperial Testing Station, it's a lot of things mainly to craft vehicles. It's not only that, but it's why you would want to go to one or the other. And then we can see here that
Somebody on his right.
now Camille is fighting harder enemies. This is the slavers now. It's another faction.
He's got his drone out
Yeah,
as
you
well.
don't want to be captured by those guys.
Yes, and they use a lot of suspensor grenade and thematic abilities to basically hook you in place and shoot at you and things like that. So
We just talked about the resources
Yeah.
that you can find in the different, like the differences between resources, but there is generally other ways as well that you can find, or you can buy those resources, or you
Yes.
can find them from
Standard
players, of course, but also on
disruptor.
trade post. In some cases, you can also
exactly,
find them.
So he just
sometimes.
set down his
It's just
drone
not
again.
as efficient, right?
exactly.
Like
If you
get it
Got
in
him.
higher quantity in these areas.
exactly, if you absolutely don't want at all to even get close to a PvP
Exactly,
zone,
yeah,
you can buy the components for Solari, which is the Dune monetary
So,
resource, right?
Yeah.
I would think
which
you need
is
to
you always
hurry.
have different ways of getting things depending on your play style in a game. So now, okay, let's
to
get
find
in
our way
there.
inside here. This is special.
Yeah, that's a Penta Shield door. He got the ID band earlier, which is pretty good, so he was able to cross it. It's a shield basically. You cannot pass through if you don't have the ID, but he had. So he's gonna get in there. Then probably get another one. So that's one of the heavy from earlier, but they're meaner, these guys, because yeah, that's slavers. So he has a shield on, so using the voice and then
Nice.
slash this guy to death.
He's doing really well, though. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
The
It's,
fact that they're like.
they have this pushback abilities, because when you get too close, they get mean. Here we go. Good stuff.
Nice.
Right. So yeah, you can see here.
So he used a
there's
combination of those two
different things,
abilities.
Also the armor plating. This is a component to craft different things. Mostly, of course, armors. in the game
Tier
and things.
armor, yeah. And
So
then
here we
also
go.
this
We got the mechanical part and the plastic.
So the Shiga wire's not going to be as useful.
These great terms.
You'll get
It'll be
used to it
useful
now.
for
Exactly.
traversal,
Instead of
but
wood and rock, we have these things.
I'm gonna
but
need that
this is,
drone.
all these things you get in shipwreck.
That's it?
Bring that to your base, and then that's going to be helping you to craft weapons.
That's it?
Specifically. And then there's a buggy right there.
Oh,
This is
that,
there.
that
You
looks
can
like a
steal it.
human.
We have that in the game also. You can steal vehicles from NPCs. So that helps you drive faster or different things like that. So kill that guy or skip him, because there's a big loot container close by that Camille, I'm sure, want to get.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, or not.
Spoilers.
Camille doesn't care about the loot. It's fine. He has already he already has a last gun anyway.
We've seen the big chest,
Yeah,
and
exactly,
he's like, so
exactly.
he's like,
Damn, he's out of there.
armored
I
up.
wanted to see the shipwreck, damn it.
Absolutely. Now we got another cycle again. It's night, so the sort of car drop ship are probably out. But in this region, there's not a lot. Because we're pretty, we're farther into the game now.
all right.
There you go. That's pretty cool.
Let's press on.
Let's press on. Yes, we have so much to cover.
Out of
It's
the
a big game.
out of the Canley area into the normal area again.
Well,
So
you
this
didn't.
is-
That
you
didn't
will-
really show
you'll
me that
always get
much.
an information when
Yes.
you cross something, so you will know that. Okay, now I'm in PvP.
Yeah,
or in PvE
under the
or-
compass, it turns yellow if you go into PvE. It turns green if you go into guild peace, which is mainly cities and neutral zone, and it gets into red if you go into PvP area.
Right. So when we talk about hazards, we talked about hazards earlier. So we have the radiation, of course. We have the quicksand.
Yes.
Heat.
Clumsy.
Heat is also. I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
have.
Yeah,
heat,
heat's a big
we have
one.
Fire. We have
Heat is a hazard.
poison.
Poison,
Yeah,
water,
The worm,
Worms.
of course.
That's a big hazard.
The
yes.
sandstorms. Also,
sandstorms,
of course, there's
hydration.
that. The Sardaukar, it's not really a hazard,
Sardaukar,
but it's a thing that
PvP.
can get in your way during the night. and It's always
NPCs.
when you don't think about it, and then you see this big light coming to you, and boop, and then you have the chill mercenaries falling from the sky, and you start shooting at you while going down because they use suspensors, you know.
I really like the fact. Oh, here we are actually gonna fly into the
Overland map.
edge of the map and go into the overland map.
Yes. So the map that we've seen right there, we've seen just a little bit of it. This is one map.
Oh, this is cool.
When you craft an ornithopter, you can leave this map, and then you can go to different places, including the deep desert that we will not go now.
Nope.
But we're gonna show you the things.
The
So
overland
that's
map is a way in which players move around Arrakis, visually northern hemisphere, multiplayer
We know
movement,
that
cost
people
fuel,
really wanted to see the deep desert.
time,
Rest
cost
assured,
water.
we
Another
will
one.
Do that in another
Exactly.
stream.
So we have this map right here where you're basically flying your little ornithopter, and then you can head towards different maps, which is a good thing for us also in the future. We will be able to add a lot more content with this,
Exactly.
which is really great.
Yes.
So that's the Haga Basin map that we were in, and then Camille will now head south towards Harko Village. So Camille is piloting his little thing. You have water on one side and fuel on the other. And
A little bit of a swirl there.
little
love it.
swirl there, you go.
A little bit of
Little thing.
little bit of a
You have these little
flourish.
fueling and water deposit here, so you can just stop there, and then your water will.
Oh,
go up
okay,
again. Because
cool.
Even in
Okay.
this little map right here, you're still a survival game, so you know fuel and water is important. And now we're gonna enter Harko Village.
As we
Nice.
saw earlier,
Okay,
at the
that's
first
cool.
post, we actually have NPCs that can get you there too.
Yes,
Before
the
you have an
taxi, yes,
ornithopter, or you can
absolutely.
fly yourself if you have one.
Exactly. It costs a bit of salary to get to cities, of course. We don't do that for nothing.
No one
But,
does anything for free on our.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Oh,
not.
what happened?
And well, your character. That's what happens sometimes. The
Oh,
equipment.
hello.
Hello.
All right. She
There we
forgot
go.
to dress. Okay, there we
It
go.
happens.
Yes.
Bit loading.
It took a bit of loading, but yeah. So, Harko Village. This is where.
Damn, I was
the
about to
Harkonnens
say
are for
that girl.
now,
She needs to hit the
in,
gym.
The game, and we'll not.
We're not gonna
Spoil
actually
too
show
much.
too much here, but that's probably a really nice area to.
Yes.
End it?
this segment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes,
One of the
so-
city, lots of things to do there, lots of people to talk to.
Yes.
contracts
Obviously,
to
we are
get.
actually playing on a on our own servers right on our own
Yes.
server. We're not playing on the beta, or we're not playing on.
Yeah, because you could
especially
get
on the beta, because
ganked
we
by
didn't want the
somebody.
player come like,
Better
hey
to
mom,
crash-
I'm on
to
camera.
crash into
You know,
us.
like yes. So we just needed to do the things that we needed to do, right? And so that's just a single player.
Yes.
So that's the reason you don't see any other.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Generally, you will, obviously. So, yes, let's
Let's
wrap it
talk
up
for-
here for
okay.
the live gameplay and exploration and the world. Thank you to Camille for playing in the back there. That was fantastic.
You can't see him, but he did a great job.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
And also thank you, of course.
Let's talk
Øyvind
about the
and
pre-orders
Jeff for
now.
making time to be on stream and chat to us.
Yeah,
about
that
all of
they
this. It
they
was
really
great.
showed it off good. It looked good to me. It really looked cool.
Yeah, you
They made
you
all
didn't have that
the
part, though.
systems,
Like,
I had a
some of,
long- I
at
had a
least
bit
some of the
longer to
systems that
get,
I
but,
was
yeah.
because
had
you're
questions
here
about.
now,
They showed it off, and I can see how they're gonna do it.
Sweden.
Yes, you had a little longer.
Come on, come on.
But yes, so we're actually gonna go into our next segment,
Okay.
which is gonna be about the music and the audio of Dune Awakening. And to
Okay.
get us into the mood for that, we're actually gonna watch a really cool video, the behind the scenes of
Okay.
how the soundtrack was recorded in London.
And I appreciate them doing this in English. I can tell it's a bit of a struggle, but I get it. She did a great job. I mean, I couldn't speak Spanish as well as she's speaking English.
Game is the emotional part, and this is something music does.
Damn, dude, they got orchestra doing this? Holy shit.
Sound is 50% of the experience. You can play a game without sound, but sound will convey the emotions that we have written and planned for. It connects.
That's Atreides. Atreides! Atreides! Lyndhurst Hall. Air
We are approaching
Studios,
launch,
okay.
and I'm here in London to watch the beautiful soundtrack being recorded at Air Lyndhurst.
It's been in my mind since the very.
Wow, what a
beginning
beautiful
that
space.
We have to try and record this at Air. The sound of the hall is, in my mind, it's the best place in the world to record. And also the sense of scale that it lends to a production like this is exactly what we need. It gives us this huge sound that we cannot achieve anywhere else.
That's
The other
dope.
thing that is equally important is the level of
They
the
money was
musicianship.
spent on
It's
this.
a level of perfection that you don't really encounter very much.
Being there and hearing the songs, been a fantastic experience. We're looking forward to get all this great music into the game.
When Arild first approached me with this project, he said it was Dune, and I got very inspired to work. I could see so many things that we could do with the music. It is always a bit of a challenge to work on something that other people have worked on before you. Hans Zimmer's score from the films is spectacular music, and you have to take that into consideration when you're working on the same IP.
Knut is particularly interesting. He has great anthemic songs, and it was natural for me to get in touch with him when we started this project. So we experimented quite a bit in the beginning.
Kind of listening to
In
this.
the books, there is fantastic lore. It's an established universe in every way, but it also have these limitations. There's no computers. There's no gunpowder in the world. It's not the typical digital sci-fi slick soundscape you're used to in many games.
In the game, you can be anyone you like. You can belong to any faction. So there are very few areas and situations in the game that are purely Atreides, purely Harkonnen, purely Fremen. So you have to approach it in a different way.
Atreides! Atreides!
He's a classical composer. He composes for orchestra, but we started out experimenting with synthesizers, and that was a really fun exercise to see what he would come up with. We definitely wanted these heavy synths, broken up brass, and huge arcing strings. Arrakis is just a huge open landscape, ice cold at night, burning hot at day. You're alone as a player, and we really needed the music to fit and work with the landscapes. came up with pillars for what we want to achieve. One of the pillars we wanted to use was flow, which means how sound needs to flow over time, not be too intrusive. The next pillar was information. Information is very important to players, and sound plays a big part of that. And the last pillar is evocation. We want to evoke feelings with our sound design.
From the very beginning, we decided that the music should be written in D. D because it's a very practical to write in, with everything recorded in the same tempo, in the same
This
key,
music
with
theory goes
different
beyond my
parts, with
knowledge.
different layers. Suddenly, we have endless possibilities for variation.
The deliveries from Knut are delivered in stems, which are interchangeable and layered, so we can play around with it and adapt naturally to any situation. What we might start with is ambient music, supporting the normal game scenario, a player walking around, maybe building, doing survival gameplay, just beautiful music to support the visuals. Then suddenly a war might appear, or you might be attacked by a terrible scavenger.
Boom.
We need the music to change fast. We have a traditional adaptive music system where we use horizontal layering and vertical
Oh, I see.
layering.
I see what that grenade does.
On this project, I've been able to do a lot of creative things with the music that I haven't been able to really work with before. It allowed me to step out of the box of traditional orchestral thinking and explore a much bigger musical world. Windsack is an interesting track. The vocalist is very central here. The singer in this track, she represents Mother Arrakis, the voice of Arrakis. She's the voice of the desert. It doesn't become music before you put a human in there. And that human makes it music.
Okay. All this sounds good. This is all good.
And every now and then you meet a performer that can really elevate your music and your intentions. You just feel in awe. It's like a religious experience. It's just there. You cannot really imagine how you could write it down, because you can't. You cannot write this down. You rely on someone that can actually bring it to life. We are extremely happy that we were able to do this here and with these people. The musicians are such a high level that you cannot really get that anywhere else. It's been an amazing experience, and it's elevating our game to a different level.
All right. I dig it.
Sounds, we try to do what we think is right, and you never know what will become iconic. It could be a small sound, it could be a UI sound reminding you of a sandstorm approaching. There's the worms, which are maybe the most iconic part of the books. It's been very interesting to work with these worms and try to come up with our own soundscape for them. In the books, they are described, sound-wise, as just hiss of sand. What you will hear when the worm approaches is you might hear your vehicle shaking, your building shaking. The sandworms are divine environmental creatures, not monsters. They will breach through the ground and make huge, breathy screams, but still we try not to make them too monster-like.
Boom. Spice blow.
Sound is increasingly important in this type of games, and in general today I think it's more respected than ever. You have the technical aspects where sound need to convey information. Sound design can tell you what's inside a box, what's the technology behind this. We want players to be able to close their eyes and just listen to the soundscape and the wind and what's going on to understand where they are, whether it's in Sheol, which is a radioactive area, the Red Desert is known as Vermilius Gap, or the opening area, Hagabas in south. It's truly wonderful to work with sound and have a great team to work with, and such an amazing IP as Dune to explore.
The most important function of music in visual media is to lend emotion to the visuals.
Exactly.
And this is something music does better than any other thing. Another very important function of the music is to create a sense of time and space. What it does for the game is that it helps transport
Ooh, the ZOTAC car caught
into
that
a
dude.
new universe, to a strange new world, to the world of Dune, to Arrakis.
Dope. Dope. That's a brand new trailer. I want to hear them talk about the pre-order editions so I know which one to get.
So let's talk about the music and the audio design in Dune Awakening. Both things that are, of course, incredibly important.
Yes.
And I do have two exciting guests with me now.
Nice.
Sitting here to my left.
Oh, there's the
I
guy.
have
There's the guys.
Knut Avenstrup Haugen, award-winning composer on several of our games, and also Arild Iversen, who is our audio director here at Funcom. Knut, would you like to introduce yourself quickly to our viewers?
Well, you already did it, I think. I'm Knut. I'm the composer for Dune Awakening, and I also did Age of Conan and Conan Exiles for Funcom. So I've been working with Funcom for actually 22 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you work on Anarchy Online as well?
No, I didn't.
No,
that
not
was
on that
before.
one. On Secret World?
No, that
No.
was also someone else, but I started in 2003 with Age of Conan.
Age of
That's when we first...
22 years. So all these guys are long-term Funcom employees.
That a lot of
That's
players
cool.
here probably will
So these guys have probably
like
put their heart and soul into
music.
this.
And, as I mentioned, award-winning too.
If you're with a company for that long, any company, there's a reason.
Yeah, so Arild, I've been around here for just around 2013, I think. Worked on most games since then. I didn't work on Age of Conan, but I did one sound, I think. I did a pop-up.
It was
a level up sound.
You did one sound?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome, though. You can say you were involved in that, too.
So, now audio direction for Dune, which is pretty cool.
Awesome. So, yeah, talking about Dune.
12 years.
You mentioned, Knut, that you have, of course...
Guy on the right's been there for 12 years, and he's low man.
But
That's crazy.
Dune is, of course, very different in many aspects. How was it to work on Dune compared to the other games?
Yeah, so, for a composer, the most interesting thing is to be able to do something new, something different. That's always very exciting and kind of gets your get you going.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. That's very exciting always. So it was. I was very happy to be able to start working with something like Dune because it allowed me to, both the Age of Conan and the Conan Exiles.
Damn, guy on the right looks like he might have a hangover going.
Not just the orchestra, but I worked very much with the orchestra and other projects as well. So it was very liberating for me to be able to dive into a world
where he didn't get a lot of sleep. Look at him. It's like, damn, I'm tired. Look at him.
And sound design and creating sounds and manipulating sound and kind of create a new sonic palette that was very different to anything I had done before. That was I think the most interesting or exciting aspect about starting working on Dune. So there's also another aspect of it, and that is the music in Dune is more adaptive and interactive than in the previous games we've done with Funcom. So that means that I deliver the music in parts and in layers, and so I write complete pieces, but I also divide it up in parts and layers, and then Arild can use those parts to create new versions of the music.
Maybe it makes sense to go into that with you, like immediately. So, like, how do you? So, once the music is delivered by Knut in layers, how does it get translated, or how is it going to be used in the game?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of great tracks from Knut. They were recently recorded in London, like you mentioned, and now I have, all the tracks, and they come in 40 stems. That is layers. the tracks separated in anything in the orchestra. It could be flute, voice, synthesizers, various percussion, and so there's the kind of the vertical layers, and then there's elements. I can break them apart. I'm not remixing them, but I can explore what's in the track and build it up with small segments and then into a large track. So I can use that for narrative, progression, and kind of the flow for the game. So it's really cool to work with. So yeah.
That's awesome. It's very cool.
Yeah, I mean, we use it, for instance, for in a special place we have now. I can combine certain elements of the music. Everything's in D minor. It's all in the same BPM. That's how we decided to do this. Do the music in the project. So
Okay.
it can flow. And some of it has this kind of a little bit Trent Reznor-like sound to it that I'm not sure if Knut intended or not. But it's small. I find small things within the music.
Trent Reznor.
Before we kind of evolve into the whole track.
So he's going for the 9 Inch Nails vibe. Okay.
Find the perfect area for some.
Hopefully the Pretty Little Hate Machine vibe rather than
also,
the
you
newer
mentioned, of course,
stuff.
the recording. Thank you for that. We can just go into that one because one of the very cool things with this production, specifically when it comes to the soundtrack, was that we were able to record at AIRO studio in London, right?
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. And it was also, like you mentioned in the video that we just saw as well, that you were super excited to be there. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
We have been very privileged to be able to record everything at AIRO Studios. It's one of the best recording studios in the world, and
I'm pretty sure I've heard of it.
Has been involved in the project. They are the best you can find in the industry, the best musicians. So everything has been done at the absolute top level. So we have so that is of course extremely exciting to be able to do, and we have been very privileged to be able to do that.
From what I understand, we actually had to kind of not push someone out, but we actually got a slot, which was very lucky
so
too.
The thing is that we decided to do it there at quite a late stage, but AIRO is a very popular studio, so it had been fully booked for 2 years already.
Holy shit.
So you need to challenge the booking, saying, okay, we can do it and we will pay now immediately. And then they ask the previous company that had the booking, are you willing to pay now? And if they are not, then we can take over the slot.
Wow.
So we were very lucky to find that slot at that time. Because also Abbey Road, which is the other alternative, they have been refurbishing. So it was only one big studio.
Damn. Oh man. Yeah.
So that was very fortunate.
Abbey Road wasn't good enough. Abbey Road wasn't good enough for him. Holy.
You did a great job already. I mean, we had the original, we could call it the demos. I'm always a little nervous when we get the music back from the orchestra. I mean, we'll keep the same energy as Knut originally had. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And having these in separate layers as well to play around with in the music, it's great.
I've been very involved in the entire process, of course. So it's very important that you don't just give things away and let other people take over, because they don't understand necessarily the vision, no matter how good and professional they are. You need to be there and guide them and tell them.
Damn, this shit's lasted longer than I thought it would. That's cool.
Throughout the whole time we're working on it. So
I thought they were gonna just announce some shit and bounce, but they're really going over a lot. I think that's dope.
Get out of control.
That's great that you can have like creative control over.
Yeah, it's very
work.
important to have that creative control throughout the process.
And the exciting thing is that players can actually listen to the soundtrack specifically if they pre-order one of the bigger pre-order editions. So you get actually a digital soundtrack.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Amazing pieces.
Let's talk about it.
Composed for us. So I'm especially excited for that, and we're also working with Sony, who helps us in digital distributing it. Maybe something else that we're working on as well. But anyway, so
working on the names for the soundtrack now. So that's exciting.
Oh, okay, yeah, the actual tracks. And then I can come back and ask you which is your favorite track back then, when we have names for the tracks. Actually, okay. Okay, Arild, how do you support? Because Dune Awakening has a main story, right? And it's quite important for the game too. And there's a lot of narrative things going on. So how do you support narrative with sound design? Like, how do you do storytelling?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I mean, we have a lot of mouths to feed, I think, and narrative has the biggest mouth and the most important one, if I can put it that way. So, I mean, we have excellent writers, they're doing an amazing job, and they're also very good at incorporating kind of requests for audio in narrative. And we also have a lot of freedom, but audio is not just another technical layer, it's actually a narrative tool. So you can use audio to, you know, maybe convey what's racing through a character's mind, change in the moment, and you know, in a quiet scene, we can take certain elements you see and turn them into a character themselves, or we have a lot of methods to kind of enhance and work with narrative, even silence, or same with music. We can use music the same way to kind of convey emotions. So we work tight together, and we review things a lot, and we
the most important function of music in a game or in a film is to support or convey emotional content. So any chance you have to do that with the music, it's very important to do that, and to kind of make an effort to tell a story with music, and also to convey emotional content. So yeah, that's absolutely the most important part of music.
It goes into immersion too. It's very important for the immersion as well. And if I just think about a sound design now as well, it's like I recently, in the latest build, I played through the paint box scene, like the start of the game, the character creation part. And I noticed there's now a new sound there that is, it's not loud, but it's very high pitched in the background. And you just notice it. And it's really, it almost gives me that like, ooh, dentist type of feel. It makes me like, ooh, you know, clench my buttocks. No way. It's like, oh, there's something really like.
Oh,
really
this guy liked it.
And I feel like that is so fantastic to do that. And I think that's really what makes good sound design too. Or like we talk about, what is it called? The brown note for horror movies, right? Which is supposedly a myth, I was told earlier. So you can't
it's
actually
in there. If people put on their subwoofers and good headphones, maybe they get a bit of those 13 hertz, but
we don't have it in the game yet, though, right? We don't. We maybe we'll have it in the game at one point.
We'll see.
So it's like, yeah, it doesn't actually do what the myth is.
Damn, this guy's more hardcore. This guy's pretty laid back and chill. This dude looks pissed off. This guy's probably tough to work for.
How did you come up with the sound for the sound room? Because that is a very iconic thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, everything we do is an iterative process. It has to work for the game. Obviously, we're trying to align with the films as well. Amazing sound design in the films. The Worm has its own language, but in our game, it's alive. So it's always moving around. You should be able to hear it from a distance. So we need to find a way where it actually feels good and it's not too intrusive, and that's pretty challenging. But we are developing a language for it, and it feels pretty good now. So it's raw and it's divine. I mentioned it before. It's not really a monster. It's a divine creature. It's part of Arrakis.
And it's not, I feel it's not just the audio either. It's like the music builds up when you actually anger the worm, right, in the game. It's similar with sandstorms too. Like after a while, understanding of what's actually going to happen, just through the music, the sounds, the audio, and that alone is like very immersive too. Like it just gets you into the flow of things, and I feel that's also very important.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, and that's why it's important to be able to use the music and to have the music adapt to what's going on. So that also why we're working in layers and parts, and then we can start the music when we need it to start.
Yeah, it does, and sometimes it doesn't. It's really cool to work on. So right now we might have moments where you will be in a battle, you'll be attacked by NPCs, and then you have players And then the warm comes on top of this, and there's different
Tons of
music
things
coming
that you need
around
to-
to be
yeah.
working on the balance. And it's
So
pretty challenging.
maybe one last thing before we close off this segment. The community.
Oh.
I personally really love it. Like you were working, of course, on it.
The what?
Actively. So can you tell us what that is?
Yeah, in the game we have something called the CommuniNet, which is kind of the platform for communication in the game. In there we have a radio, and we have a fantastic team of writers. They've been making these radio shows that represents each faction. Really fun to listen to, and we have music too, which will pay some kind of tribute to the legacy of Dune music.
Okay, that's cool.
Stay tuned for that. That's all I can say.
So you can turn it on or you can turn it off. So you can listen to your faction propaganda, like Atreides propaganda or canon propaganda. There's like podcasts.
I like Atreides propaganda.
The narrative team has been really amazing.
Atreides.
It's really fun to listen to those actually. Plus also, as you mentioned, music. So that's going to be very exciting.
Not the least, fantastic work by my designers and the team. So
everyone involved,
sounds really
including the
good now,
sounds
so.
and the music, of course. That is also part of that radio. So yes, Knut, to finish this up, is there any are there any specific channels that we can Spotify that we can follow you and find your other work?
Yes, well, I'm on Spotify. There are some things there, but much more is on its way. And I also have I've never been a social media person, but I've finally created an Instagram account, and I'm updating it, and there's going to be kind of steady updates there in the time to come. But it's kind of a new thing, but I'm there.
Awesome, that's great. I think from what I understand, we also have those links in the chat. So if you're interested, make sure to give definitely the Instagram a follow, so we can build up his community there, and also check him out on Spotify. Knut, Ariel, thank you so much for taking the time. I'm definitely, both of you, very busy schedule. You, of course, with the project, I think you probably also with other projects. So really appreciate you being here. And yes, and we are going into our next segment, which is going to be monetization and our pre-orders. But before we do that, we have a short, beautiful video of Arrakis.
All right. That looks dope. Damn, dude, the music sounds really good. That's crazy. I didn't really think about how good the music was going to be, but I like it. Yeah, the music sounds really good, really good. Dope. Dope. Yeah, the music sounds really, really good. I'm excited. Like, I literally haven't seen anything that I don't like.
Welcome back, and we are talking now about our business model for Dune Awakening and also the pre-orders that
Finally.
just went live a few hours ago.
Yeah.
And here with me now to talk about this, I have Ole Andreas Haley, lead producer on Dune Awakening.
Just got his slippers on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the chat quickly?
Yeah, sure. My name is Ole Andreas Haley. I've been working at Funcom for 3.5 years. Started on Dune Awakening, and I'm the lead producer, as you mentioned. So I'm producing, making sure that the teams just have the information they need, and make sure that they are producing at as high velocity as they can, and making sure that the game gets shipped. That's my main purpose now.
So herding cats, basically, right?
Kinda, yeah. They're nice cats, though. Like I was watching this
Super
stream.
nice cats. Yes.
I was watching the stream, and I mean, I love this team. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I absolutely love every single person that works for Funcom. Like, we are a fantastic team as well. Yeah, working really hard too. But anyway, let's talk about our business model.
Yes, let's do.
Yes, we just recently had a video from Joel, but some people here might not have seen that, so maybe it's good to just...
Yeah, I can give a small little reminder or like a recap of what was discussed there.
Okay.
So, the business model for Dune Awakening is just as Joel said it, we're not going to be releasing early access. It's going to be a full game at launch, a full launch, and then we're doing a DLC business model or the monetization model. So we're going to be releasing DLCs, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it in the pre-orders. But then there's a season pass where you can get the first 4 DLCs included.
Correct. And also, I know there was a little bit of confusion about the wording, because people were like, "Oh, you do Head Start," so you said you don't do early access and thing. But early access is basically what Steam calls games that get released and then like grow over time in terms of not being fully like what's the term, like feature complete in that sense, right? So they're like kind of bare bone when they get released, and then you basically finance the development by going into early access and
yeah, like No More Room in Hell 2, that piece of shit.
Basically just means you can play 5 days before the normal
right,
like
5 days.
The normal
holy, what day is that?
Exactly. So yeah, it's not an early access game per se then. So
it's on a Monday.
Yeah, I guess.
Or no, it's not. It's on a Thursday.
Yes, we can actually go into the pre-orders. So hopefully we'll have the image on screen relatively soon. There we go. Now we have the different editions. Maybe you want to...
yeah, we can go through them. So you'll have your standard edition.
It's like the worst, one of the worst games I've ever played, if not the worst.
It includes a terrarium of Muad'Dib, which is awesome. I hope we can show that.
My favorite. That's the... Anyway.
Terrarium of Muad'Dib.
Yeah, hopefully. And then it'll also include the Sunset Die Global Swatch. We can talk a little bit about swatches when we get to maybe showcase
Haven't they
that.
fixed it by now?
But yeah,
no, they haven't. They're still adding new stuff.
Like your vehicles, you can customize.
But they haven't fixed the stuff that's already in the game. So
swatches, but also then
it's bad. It's not good.
I guess swaps. What do you call it? Like the it's
skins.
a 3D model swap, basically.
Skin.
Yeah, skin.
A skin.
Exactly.
Yes. They have different skin.
So that's the standard edition. And then you'll have your deluxe edition, which then includes your Head Start, where you can play from 15th of May. So that's 5 days, getting access to the game 5 days before the official launch. And then you'll have the Season Pass, which includes the 4 DLCs. They're outlined a little bit on the Steam page, I think. So we already have some information out about them. But yeah, and then you have the Sardaukar Batar armor, basically.
Sardaukar.
You have your Ultimate Edition, which includes...
I'm getting the Ultimate Edition.
I think maybe we have some visuals for that as well.
We do.
It looks awesome.
All right, let's see.
You have the Dune 2021 film still suit, and then the digital art.
Yeah, I want that Dune film still suit.
And then lastly, you'll have your Blue Dasher Ornithopter Swatch, and then the Dusk Rider Sandbike Swatch.
Ultimate Edition is what I got.
It's a lot of good stuff.
Quite a lot of stuff.
You need Extreme Ultimate Edition. Where you
Go into
Extreme
some of the
Ultimate
assets that we can show you, like
Max Pro Plus Edition.
my
Oh
favorites,
God.
our favorites.
It's so cute.
It's adorable. I'm just gonna like sit in my base and look at it all day.
I might not go out. I mean,
Just stay
the
there.
worm is out there. It's dangerous. It's
I mean, it's cool. I'll have a little terrarium with the
What
Muad'Dib,
I'm a
the
little
mouse,
sad about is
but
the fact that you don't, because it does actually different type of animations. You don't actually see the digging down into the sand
Yeah.
right now.
So
which is
there's
super cute
it
as
does a
well.
few different things. It'll burrow down into the sand, as Natasha's saying, and it looks adorable. So it's an awesome thing to decorate your base with when you're base building and creating your little crib.
You also find the Muad'Dibs in the open desert, of course. Like you will find it in the world.
what up, Mr.
You can
Crockett?
theoretically
Crockett?
kill it a
Cro-
lot, which
Crockett?
I'm still a little bit.
Crockett. I'm gonna go with
I don't
Crockett.
know who made the decision, but I'm still a bit bitter about that. But anyway, yeah, that's another. topic for
It's a
discussion.
choice, though. You don't have
It's
to
a choice.
kill it.
That's true. It's a choice. Yes, you're very correct. Here we see one of the swatches. So obviously, armor has
Sunset Dye Global Swatch.
when
Okay.
you first craft them or you first get them.
Meh.
And then you have like a specific swatch
Yep.
that you can then use. Like there's tons of different color swatches.
Yeah, so
that
now
you
you're
can use.
seeing the armor with the swatch. So if you didn't apply the swatch, it would look have the default swatch on it. It would look a bit different. So this is it's a cool dye to put on.
It's Sly. Oh,
your
don't.
armor.
I am live. Oh, I'm not live on Twitch. This is only for Rumble Premium and
For sure.
white
represents.
YouTube
And
subscribers.
here we have an example of a vehicle swatch as well.
Blue Dasher Ornithopter. Okay, I like that. That's kind of cool.
I love our vehicles. Just
You like blue ornithopter specifically?
That looks cool.
I mean, the blue one is beautiful, but I have a preference towards the.
He wants to hide himself. Sly likes to hide.
Because they look really cool.
It might or might be the reason that I'm going Harkonnen faction because of the ornithopter.
Oh.
Who knows?
Harkonnen.
And here we see the building set, which is really beautiful.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. So yeah.
Kaladin Palace.
Do you know which all the different pieces that are part of this building set? Do you remember? Do you know as a?
Oh, I don't remember.
So quite a few, I
off the top
think.
of my
I don't
head.
remember either, unfortunately. But there's a lot of the.
I hope
small
it's the whole
things. I'm not
copter.
sure if
It
you
is. It's a skin.
include the actual.
It's a
walls.
skin.
That's what I was actually. Just
I don't think the walls.
It
are
is a
included, so
skin.
It's the furniture that's
Right.
included here.
Yeah,
So it's
right.
all of it like.
Can I
tables and the
live with you?
benches and the decorations and the
The,
stuff in
of
the back.
Oh.
course, the Atreides the bulls
And
down
y-
there, like the bullfighting
I think
scene.
I can allow
Well,
you
of
to
course,
come in
it
my
depends on people
base.
who know
Yes,
the
I can
lore
give you.
and who know the books.
I
And
can
think
give
in
you
the segment
permissions
before
to
when you
come in
showcased
my
the
base. Yeah,
building, that was that a Chome building set?
and
You
vice
can see here
versa.
there's, like, different
So we
types
can
of
go in
building
each other's
sets and
bases.
vehicles as
I'm
well,
not
so
sure if you'll be
then you
able
can
to like
mix and match a
take
little
my
bit, so you can have your
crafting
Paladin
materials or
Palace
stuff I
building
put in
set,
storage
your
containers. I don't know
Chome
about that.
building or your
But
trading
you will
style
be able to
building.
enter my base. I'm
it's gonna
fairly
be fun
certain you'll be
building
able to
bases.
use like the
Alright,
I think you'll be able to
now
use
we
stuff.
have, of course,
I'm
the
not sure.
template. So
I'm not sure.
we still have our benchmark
Oh,
and
base
protect
just
is
sleep in
available for
mine.
free on Steam as well. If you download that and if you go through it, you can make your character for release. You will have a save file that you can then import. You can also run
That
the
thing looks
benchmark
dumb
to
to me,
use your
but
orders
I
up
do have it.
speeds, to run Dune Awakening. And
I don't know that
also
we
run.
sleep in this
And
game.
if you do that, you also get this unique
I don't think you have to
knife
sleep in this
skin,
game.
frame blade, which is basically skin for the first knife, the starter
You
knife
squat
that
or
get,
guild
so it
up.
can be very stylish.
Can be extra cool as you
Yeah.
get into the game and start
Extra
out the game.
stylish,
Yeah.
yes.
That's
Exactly.
Dawn said I
It
should
looks
start
really
my own
vicious. It
guild
looks
rather
really
than
actually-
use some
Fucking like all
be
the
in
rough
somebody
things,
else's guild.
It's like it looks painful.
Yeah. Is it tetanus shot you need to get before you get stabbed with one
Good
of those?
idea. Yeah, good idea. Or rabies, something like that.
One thing to mention around the DLCs that might be a question. So there's some information on the store page. I think you can go there.
Logs out or stays in the world.
At it yourself.
Your
But yeah, there's some
character
information
logs
on
out.
the
Your base in the
cosmetics
PVE area will be
Yeah.
fine,
cosmetics and
So we have like
as long as you
let's
keep
say
fuel in it.
second,
And
second,
fuel's pretty easy to come by, so that shouldn't be
yeah, there's a
difficult.
side story
Like,
there.
But in
like,
PvP,
optional, like,
I'm not so
nothing that
sure.
you actually need to buy,
But
you
like
have, and then
your
yeah,
PvP base is
But,
like basically your
yes.
staging area
think
to
it's
go out
important
into the
maybe to
deep
mention
desert
because I
and
think
harvest
that's being
spice.
discussed as well,
It's like once you
that,
harvest the spice, you'll
now
bring
there's
it back
no-
to your
there's
PvE
no,
area where
selling-
people can't steal
we're not
your
selling
shit.
power in
No,
the DLC.
So it's
not
just a
pay to win.
staging
So it's
area.
very important to us.
So you'll
yes.
build a small little base close
Dune
to
game is structured into tiers.
the areas
You
that
have
you want
tiers
to be.
of enemies and weapons, but none of the DLCs will sell you something that
A higher
Harvest
tier
spice and
basically.
everything
Yeah,
nice,
so
and
we
then
will
go
always
get.
have,
You'll hit the shield
the
wall,
same tiers
which will
in
bring
other
you into the
events, you know,
PVE
that
zone, and then you can
don't
keep
pay.
whatever
We
you
will never sell you
take.
a higher tier in a DLC.
And I've seen that asked somewhere, so I just wanted to
Yes,
clarify that.
no, I think that's really great. Absolutely. So yeah, another thing that we actually
I want to see the Dune 2021 still
were
suit.
seeing here and there is like that people were a little bit afraid about Head Start and like what happens if like some of my guild members start early and I can't. Will I still be able to play on the same server, right? That's one of the things that players were a little bit concerned about. So we do actually have a little bit of an image here,
that one.
and
Yeah.
Ole Andreas can maybe elaborate a little bit on this.
Yes, we have a blog post about this topic as well, so there might be some. You can go and search it up. But basically, what you see there is the Haga Basin is where you start. There is a
It
player
has some
path there.
where you had
There's
this
also
open
a
world
queue
that you could
system,
loot
so
and
you
encounter
can-
players.
there's
Yeah.
not like it wouldn't stop after 40 players. You can
Yeah,
still
so when you go into the deep desert, that's the PvP area.
but then in addition,
And
to
in the
those Haga
PV, quote unquote
basins,
PvE areas,
instance there,
if you go to
you also
shipwrecks, that's a
social
PvP
hubs
zone.
and
If you go to dungeons, which are they call Imperial testing stations, those are PvE zones.
So I don't think that should be a big concern, really. I think there will be a good chance that you'll be able to play with your friends for sure.
Yes, like basically, it's not like the Haga Basin.
So in Haga Basin, you'll have your base,
playing
your
will be full and you
PvE
won't be
base
able to
that'll
play at all.
stay,
It will just be
and you don't have to worry about people stealing your shit.
busy, right? And then
And
we've
the
also
deep
seen,
desert
of
is where you'll
course,
set up your
concerns about
PvE, PvP bases, your like more staging areas where you put equipment,
that work.
vehicles and
Yeah, I
shit
think
to
we
go
talked
harvest
about that as
spice
well on
and
the-
to
on
do
the-
other
on
stuff.
the
Like
blog.
if a
There's
dungeon
videos,
in the
but yes, so the
PvP
deep
area
desert is
has a specific
a
schematic that you
mesh,
want, you want to loot it
three
as many
server
times
group.
as you can
So
before
you
the
go
map
there, it's
resets
still
every
the same
week, and the
instance of all
dungeons
the Haga
reset once an
basins. So
hour.
when you're getting to the end game and you participate in the Lance Rad, I'm not going to go into that, but which is one of our end game systems, you might all be going to the deep desert fighting for the same
See.
reason or the same resources, the same territories, and then it's basically a gigantic map that's 9 times the size of Haga Basin, and you go there and you'll meet other people from other Haga Basins as well and fight over that, and it's the majority of it is PvP, so it's the bottom layer where you enter the map is where it's PvE, so you can go in there in safety, gear up, build your outpost and start getting ready, and then you can go out and you can have those PvP skirmishes out in the deep desert. There is some concern I think I've seen around people. Oh, what if I'm PvE player mostly? Can I still participate and go to the deep desert? We've seen this in the beta though. Like people who are PvE players actually go out in the deep desert and they still manage to lurk around and get some stuff out there.
Yes, tip their toes basically into PvP. So it's not that scary, like as long as you don't go like where all the big guilds just fight it out and stuff. So still, like there's still opportunities for like solo players specifically as well, but also like PvE players specifically. So and there's also
Yeah, I think they have
very
good
cool is that
anti-cheat.
there's lots of different opportunities and things that a PvE player can actually contribute.
There
to
is
as well.
anti-cheat.
It's not just PvP.
Correct.
But more on that later. So there's a lot of things there too. But yes, I do think we have actually covered most of the things that we wanted to cover.
I wanted to
before
see
we
the
go into
Dune
Q&A.
2021 still
So
suit.
as I mentioned, we
Dune
have been
2021 still
collecting some questions
suit.
from chat. And while we're preparing those, we also get Jeff back in, so he can also answer some of these
Hold on,
questions.
let me see if I
That's
can-
of course also the reason that we have we want the questions to be in regards to the topics that we actually covered today, because we have guests on that can actually answer those questions.
Yeah, still
as
suit.
well, while
Come on,
might be
bro. I thought
questions
you knew
otherwise
Dune.
that these guests are
Still
not.
suit. The suit that they wear that recycles water.
So yeah, I think once Jeff is here, he's actually walking in right now. Welcome
With the
back, Jeff.
with the ultimate, I'll show the Steam page.
Oh, hi.
Oh, he's back.
It's been a while. Oh, hi. Bonjour.
Suspenders.
Bonjour, monsieur. Canadien. Okay, yes, so we will start
Jeff,
with
that's Jeff. Yeah,
questions
that's
that we
Jeff.
collected from chat. Just
Jeff the
waiting
land
for
shark.
the first one to pop up.
His voice chat.
Obivana, what a cool name. Obivana asks, is voice chat available
An actual life-size suit
Yes.
or in no.
Yes.
Fuck.
Okay,
No, it's an in-game with the
one.
ultimate
Yes,
edition,
well,
not a
it's
life-size suit.
right? So it's like
It's proximity chat.
In-game, you
it
get
will
the
be,
Dune 2021
you'll
still suit
activate
skin.
it, Basically, it'll be disabled by default, but you can go in and enable it.
All right, enable voice chat for show.
all right. There we
Simple
go.
as that. Yes, I hope they're all easy like this.
I'm pretty sure some people are like,
Will we
"Yeah,
have
but
controller
it's open source
support
for
on
the whole
release?
time."
That's also a
You know,
yes.
like other games have it like a death count, like if you kill someone and it just opens up their microphone.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a.
Yannick Man asked, will we have controller support on release?
Yes.
But I'm not using a
I think
controller
it has
anymore.
Partial controller support. But yes, the game was built with controller in mind.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things when the UI UX director got on board. That was one of the core.
That costs a lot of money, Sly.
That he was given from the product. So we really want to have really good controller support. So you can pick up your game controller and play everything.
Plug and play.
Plug and play, exactly. And also because it's way easier to design for PC mouse and keyboard than it is for controller. So doing that first and get it out of the way was actually quite a smart move. I feel like.
I sometimes prefer playing it on controller because then you get the rumble as well.
From the worm specifically,
Yeah,
I remember that
exactly,
too. It actually
from the
freaked
worm,
me
yep.
out because I hate, I'm sorry, but I don't like playing on controller. I'm a mouse and keyboard player through and through for any genre. But I had my controller connected and on the side and a worm, and it started like, and it freaked me out. It was a great moment. I was like,
Nice.
really on, really
Damn,
on
she's
brand, too.
hardcore. Okay, I like it.
Shadow Thoughts asks,
Are contracts forced co-op?
or can I do them solo?
Solo.
Everything solo. Like 99.9% of the game can be done solo. We've seen
but
people in the
me,
bed doing
my
spice
roommate,
harvesting solo.
Sly,
like
Dawn,
flying the transport
Blackout,
truck
that's
with the
5 of
harvester,
us.
Going out, driving
That's
the
5 of
harvester,
us.
coming back, taking
It's
the thing.
definitely more
Yeah,
work.
so it's a lot
definitely not
more
as
work.
efficient.
Everything can be done solo, but not
mentioned
everything is
that too, but you
efficient.
can,
So,
yes.
but yes, 100%.
Yes.
How big is
Oh,
the deep desert?
Hades?
Is it still
I
going
hope
to be
I didn't
several
put
zone
that in.
meshes,
If I did, I apologize.
meshes,
How big
or
is
is
Deep
population
Desert?
going to be
Is it
smaller
still
than we
going to be
expected?
several zones, meshes, or is population going to be smaller than we expected?
I think we answered this. So
Did you?
Yeah, we did just before you came. It's well, you can do the repeats then. Go for it.
Let's see if you see
Just
the same
what
thing
he
as
said-
us.
what he
that was-
said,
I should
what
have
he
I
said.
should have watched the thing when you were talking.
What he said.
Well, the desert is big. I think it's 576 square kilometers or something like this. But I don't have much more to say if you already talked about it, right? I'm trying to look at the other question. Is population going to be smaller than we expected? I don't know. What are people expecting?
I am not really sure either.
I talked
Is
about
population
1,000
going to be
players
smaller
or
than we
something like this.
expected?
So.
1,000
I mean,
players per
we said
per deep
700,
desert,
right? Like
which is a fuck ton.
Yes.
And that's still the case.
Yes.
Imagine a 500 v 500 battle. Holy.
Several servers stuck together. You can cross them seamlessly, and but yeah, it's a vast open sand area with a little tidbits here and there, right?
For me to harvest,
It's
yeah.
big. That's really big.
It's a lot of little.
Haga Basin will not be full PvP. Have you guys not paid
Liz
attention?
LA asks, will Haga Basin be full PvP?
No.
1 v 1,000.
We did touch on that a little bit when we talked about the shipwreck and the.
Yeah, the shipwreck will be
Imperial
PvP, and
So
everything
you
else will be
have
PvE.
Full PvE areas where you can't be attacked.
And a spice
whatsoever.
harvester.
Also important, your base in Haga Basin won't be able to be attacked.
No.
There it
as long
is.
as it has shield up, it won't get destroyed either.
As long as you have shields,
Haga Basin is mostly
your
98%
PvE base won't get
The
destroyed.
deep desert
Yes.
is
So we have the
98%
shipwrecks,
PvP.
and we have the
It's the
shipwrecks
flip,
that
and we have
are
the
like
shipwrecks that are
kinda-
just
yeah.
a little dip your toe if you want to, and you know.
And I guess you talked about it in your stream as well. The places in Haga Basin that are PvP are the shipwrecks.
Exactly.
Except for the first one.
Except for the first one, yes.
Correct. Yes.
Just to ease people into things.
Also, the one we entered was actually one of the smaller ones.
Yeah, it was super tiny. Yeah, I wanted to say that. I forgot earlier, but yeah.
There you go.
This is a good question.
Really
I think
big
they're.
shipwreck, but
I
didn't
thought
want to spoil
I
anything
saw
during the
the
stream, so I was like, let's
director,
go to this tiny
like
one
the
instead,
top
yes.
dude, say
And
an
we did,
hour
like half of it. So.
for bases to decay.
Mixer is asking, there will be timers for bases to decay like in Conan Exiles?
Yes. So we have some decay mechanics for the bases. So as long as your base is powered, it is shielded, and as long as it's powered and shielded,
Oh,
you can't
bases.
destroy it.
Okay.
You mentioned it as well.
Yes.
So then, as long as you do that, that's fine, and you can fuel your base up right now in the beta for weeks and leave, and then come back again.
For weeks and
Maybe
leave
on
and come
vacation
back
you can
again.
plan for that.
Yeah, you can plan for that.
I think it's 21 days or something like that.
21 days. Okay. So you don't have to
But
worry
once
about it.
the shield goes down, the sandstorm will start tearing at your base, etc., etc. So yes, and there's two types of sub-thieves, but I don't want to go into this. I think you're going to have a stream later about
We're
this.
going to have a building stream specifically where we talk about... Exactly.
So it's not going to be like in Conan, but we have something similar to make sure that we...
They're going to have a
get rid of
building
things
stream.
when people
Okay.
leave the game for too long.
Yeah.
And it's also easier to abandon
Nice.
events too. Like
Yeah.
So we'll be doing another one of these
because
before
we have
launch.
a set limit of how many bases you can have.
Mhm.
So it's also we have a lot of quality of life things there.
Yes.
Also thanks to a lot of the beta testers, by the way, for their input.
Can you build anywhere?
Shout outs to the beta players.
Absolutely. Salty Scrampy, love that name too. People have such amazing names. Salty Scrampy from Twitch asks, can you build anywhere?
Oh, the answer is kind of yes. We have places in the game that we made sure that we have what we call no building volumes, because we don't want players to go build on like the Atreides fortress and then build a base on it, you know? We don't want players to build inside or around a trade post and on main roads to make sure that people don't block. But yes, you can build anywhere, including on the sand. Just don't do it. Just like when you place the sub-thief, it's Halsman tech. It attracts the worm instantly. So you can build on the sand, but Shai Hulud is gonna num at your base.
Yeah, if you feel very spicy, you can try to build on the sand.
And it happens to a lot of players. There's a lot of players in the beta who built on the sand.
It happens to our developers too.
Yeah.
I saw a post recently somewhere and it's like, am I
Where's my
supposed
base?
to build on Slack? Where's my base?
Where's my base now? Well, just check your log.
Mr.
Destroyed by Shai Hulud. Oh yeah, here we go.
Chompy got
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
Danny
Are there wind
Loyola
traps?
on YouTube asked, are there wind traps like the ones in Dune 2000?
There are wind traps.
But not like in the one in Dune 2000. We have
our own wind traps.
No, but yes. Yes, but no.
Yes, but
I'm not
no.
exactly sure. Yeah, we have our own wind traps that is more in line with the movies.
Yeah. I think they look very cool, by the way.
Yes.
I just really like how they look.
And they're really useful when you have a base.
Yes.
Oh,
much
yes.
So. Very
100%.
efficient too.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Football goat, like we had with the names, love it, on YouTube asked, can you attack from the ornithopter?
Yes, you can. The ornithopters can be equipped with a rocket launcher module.
You can even stand on the ornithopter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was reading the question. I'm like,
yeah, that's
you
what
can also kind of like it's a sandbox game, so you can like Shiga Warrior Claw and stand on top of a topter with a last gun and weep.
We did that in a playtest internally.
Yes.
Alex, one of our combat designers, or the combat designer basically, he told us, get on the battle bus. Everyone got a
get on the battle bus?
Get
on the battle bus. I love that.
So it was basically a
Get on the
transport
battle bus.
ornithopter with 5 people on top with like las guns and
that's something Alex would do. Absolutely, 100%. Yes.
So you kind of
can you attack from the ornithopter?
You can attack with the ornithopter, and you can attack
Can we
from
see the Dune 2021
one thing
still
worth
suit?
mentioning, I don't know if it's been mentioned before, but you can also attack
for
from,
the Ultimate Edition?
if it's open.
Yes, if it's open windows.
Yeah, also if you sit in a buggy, you can pew with your guns when the other one is.
It's the same, yes, and you also have guns equipped on the buggy too.
Yep.
So yeah, lots of options. Mr. Webco on Twitch asks, will there be different types of ground and flying vehicles?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, 100%. We have
Tons of
we call
different
them
ones,
ground
different
cars, but
sizes.
yeah,
Ground
we have
cars, yes.
we have the sandbike, the buggy, and the famous Topter.
And of course, the Harvester.
Yeah, the Harvester.
And we have all different kinds of flying vehicles too,
Yeah.
including the transport ornithopter.
And a cool thing, because like we have flying vehicles of different sizes as well, like classes. So some of them can have passengers and not some of them can't. But in addition to that, it's all modular. So you can kind of tune it to your own experience or whatever you want. So I was driving around with the buggy one day, and then we swapped the back seats for a mining laser, for example. So
Yeah, or the two-person ground vehicle as well. Like you can have an extra seat for your friend, or we've shown that in
Can have
videos
more
before.
inventory.
Or you can have a more
Camille, when he was playing earlier, he had a boost and a scanner.
Yeah,
it can do a lot of things.
Yeah, you can just customize it like you want it to be. Alrighty. Oh, that's difficult to pronounce. Oh dear God. Skomazo? No, wait, hang on. One. That's a one at the end.
Xomaze 1. Xomaze 1.
SXOmaze 1.
Yes.
I'll do it that. I apologize if I butchered your name. On Twitch asks, is there any information for when Dune comes to consoles?
Not right now.
Not right now.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But it is coming. That's what
yes,
it is
absolutely.
coming.
Mondem007 asks, can speak to private server purchases. Oh, okay. So we are still, we know that private servers is something that the community really wants, the player really want. We know it's very important for the role-playing community specifically.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that go into decisions and technical aspects when it comes to private servers. There's how much can you mod them? Can we allow it to be modded? But then especially our server structure is somewhat complicated, and it needs to be taken into consideration for that as well. So at this point, we are very aware that people want it, and we are actually looking into options to potentially be able to do it, but we can't really promise or say anything specific at this point.
Nope.
Oh, that's a great question.
EcoDad75, again, fantastic name, on Twitch asks, how frequently will the DLCs come out?
There is information about the time frame for them on Steam, I believe.
I think,
so.
yes.
It's every 3 to 4 months.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Cadence, yes. Also, I think what's important to mention here, because we mentioned Season Pass, right?
That's only for the first 4 DLCs.
In our business model part. And it's important to mention, this is the name that Steam gives DLC bundles, so that it has nothing to do with Battle Pass or anything like that. It's really just what Steam calls the bundles for the DLCs. That's why they're called Season Pass.
I think most people know what a Season Pass is, but what happens when you're killed or kill someone within PvP? Do you drop everything or body's fully lootable?
Do you drop everything or body's
Good question. I don't think they are.
First you swear a little bit?
First you swear, that's the first thing that happens.
I definitely will.
Then you respawn, then you try to get back to your corpse, and then you hope that the other is not there. But
or
no, it's not.
Hope it's there.
Your hope is there, but no, it's not full loot PvP in the game.
Not full loot.
You lose durability, you lose all your spice, all your distillery, resources, and things like that.
Damn, so you don't want to carry your Solari on you.
Though, in the game.
There is a thing that can happen that can
modify that for...
And that's Lance Rat.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the Lance Rat.
Deeper into it.
They've already talked about it.
Yeah, by default, no full drop PvP.
Okay.
Full drop in PvP.
Can you pet the
Fist
worm?
of the Walrus. Hey, I remember that name from Conan Exiles. Hello, shout out to Fist of the Walrus. Asked, important question, can you pet the worm?
From the inside, yes.
You can tickle the throat. You can tickle
the inside.
Yes, you can tickle.
That's it. Well, I guess you can pet with just throwing darts with a gun, just to kind of tickles a little bit.
Is that petting to you? Like, is that what?
I don't know. Shayla doesn't really care about that.
Do you have pets? Do you have
no,
pets?
I don't.
Oh, good.
I'm allergic.
Yeah, okay,
so.
Good. We're all glad Jeff doesn't have any pets. All right, cool. Yeah. And I think this is the last question.
Maybe.
What is the maximum size of guild?
Asks, What is the maximum size of guilds?
It's 32.
32
now. Yeah,
32
that's
now.
what's gonna be.
Yes, because the servers are 40, and I think, or something like that.
32.
You can have
It's
groups
like
of
4
groups.
groups, is it? Like, yeah.
So it's 32.
So it's yeah. Also, since it didn't come up, but we can probably mention it actively. Since we saw like Battle Pass, Season Pass, and all that confusion again. Season Pass is what Steam calls the DLC bundles. We do not have a Battle Pass in Dune Awakening. No Battle Pass, no in-game monetization of any kind.
Correct.
Correct.
Just so we get that out of the way.
Yes. 100%.
That was the last question.
Oh, that was easy.
That was exciting.
Okay. That's good.
That was our first Dune Awakening stream.
Yes.
Like
pretty good.
Our first Dune Awakening live stream. We had a few hiccups here and there, but hey, we can learn, we can improve. I mean, if it would have been perfect, we couldn't improve anymore, so we wouldn't want that.
I thought it was fine.
So
You guys did a great job.
there's
Great job.
more streams coming down in the future. More opportunities to ask questions. Ole Andreas, Jeff, thank you so much for being here with us.
It's been a pleasure.
Dan, they said this was going to go an hour, and it went 2.
Twitch, on YouTube, or on stream.
2 hours, 20 minutes.
Stream as well. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for doing it. Thank you.
Very much.
Now I'll show the Steam page. Is that it? Are we done? Goodbye.
See you in the next stream.
At this point, just release the game. Bye. They go bye-bye. All right. Now let's check this. Let's take a look at this. Let's look at the store page. And then go Dune Awakening. So I already bought it. I got the Ultimate Edition. But let's see. Let me see if I can I increase the size here? No, I can't. Kind of sucks. So the Ultimate Edition, so I'll get 5 days early access, Season Pass, which gives me the first 4 DLCs. I think including this one. I'm not sure.
Hail to the king, baby.
Appreciate the follow. Thank you. Or, I don't know, is that a sub? Oh, thank you for the follow, pal Gina. Soon I'll be able to tell the difference. Ultimate Edition. So there's the 2021 still suit. I would like a bigger picture of that. But your boy will be wearing that, I think. The only thing is if I go into PvP zones, I don't want people to be able to tell. Are you done? No. I'm just these streams are for premium subs only. No, I still stream on TikTok. This is just these React streams, and I'm going to do certain types of streams for YouTube subscribers and for Rumble Premium members. So those are the only 2 places I'm streaming on for this stream. But regular streams will still be everywhere. They'll still be on Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, Twitter. They'll be everywhere. But these certain streams will only be for premium. Only be premium streams. And then certain content will only be premium also. But I also just put out an unboxing video of the Cyborg. So my unboxing video of the Cyborg. And there's a lot of interesting stuff coming up in the next couple weeks. You ever do OnlyFans? No OnlyFans for me. There is a story I could tell, but I'm not going to. But no, I don't do OnlyFans, nor have I, nor would I. Yeah, so that's going to be the end of the stream. I have the Ultimate Edition. We are ready for May 15th. It's done. It's purchased. I cannot fucking wait. I cannot wait. We still have to finish Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I have an hour, maybe a little less, left of the game. So I'll finish that on my next stream. And then on the 27th, I'll be playing Atomfall when it comes out. I'll be playing that as well, which is a first-person kind of Fallout stalker investigative game, a single-player game, a story game. And then, we don't have much time until Dune, May 15th. It says coming May 20th, but since I got the Ultimate Edition, it'll be May 15th. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Thank you all so much for hanging out and watching the stream. Make sure to sign up for Rumble Premium and make sure to subscribe on YouTube if you want more of these kind of streams, because I'm not streaming anywhere else. So only Rumble Premium members and YouTube subscribers will have access to this stream. Other than that, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace.